What's up, y'all? Thank y'all so much for tuning into the show tonight. Happy Wednesday. I finally got my audio together over here. Welcome to the show. Definitely a good night tonight. I want to welcome you guys. I am one third of your host. Let's see. Let's see if we can get that together. Kat, you got to unmute over there.
Hey, just getting my
Oh,
setup together, y'all.
okay, there we go. There we go. Welcome, everybody. I am James. I got my queens here tonight. We got Tiff, and we got Kat Queen. What's up, ladies?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi,
So listen,
everybody.
I know y'all are wondering why I got the screen set up the way that I do with
Yeah, because
I'm like, what is going on? This is
I cannot
unusual.
see.
I'm actually trying out some stuff. So it actually looked good on my end because I got it expanded or whatever. So it actually looked pretty good. But
I'm ready
you
to
know,
get on the computer.
I've been playing around with this technology and with this software and everything, and I figured it out, Kat. I
Did you?
figured it out, Kat.
Uh-oh.
Listen, everybody, we got so much stuff going on with the podcast, so much stuff going on with UG Digital Podcasting and Radio. Um, First and foremost, we have a really, really super amazing guest coming in with us tonight. He's actually going to be on in about 15 minutes. We are about 10 minutes late in the game starting, but it's all good because we just was working out some little technical kinks and that kind of thing. What you say, Kat? Technical difficulties?
Technical difficulties.
Right, there you go. There you go. Listen, I can do it, but I'm. That's why I called on you to do that, you and Tip. But we got a lot going on. Eyes are opening. We got a lot of stuff, a lot of people coming through. Um, what was I gonna say? The Real Deal with James launched yesterday, season 2 of The Real Deal with James, and I thought it was really, really dope with Chef Jeff, otherwise
Mhm.
known as Jeff Seats. I know you were on there, Kat, which was
Yep.
really, really dope. Thank you so much for
No
supporting the home team.
problem.
Actually, a really, really good episode. So if you guys want to pull that up, you can actually go to the parent the parent YouTube page is UG Digital Media and Publishing. You can actually pull that up. A really, really good episode of one of my podcasts is The Real Deal with James. We had Chef Jeff. We talked about his career as a chef. We talked about a lot of mental health stuff. Both of us have dealt with some mental health issues and depression and stuff like that. So we talked about a lot of that. And I mean, the real thing is that we just hit on a lot of stuff that is really connecting with the audience. So like I saw people popping in and popping out. I think because a lot of the people that were popping in and popping out knew him definitely. And then, they were
Mhm.
doing the episode. But it turned out really, really good. I'm gonna be doing obviously a whole lot more of pushing that episode out so that people can hear it. And then actually as of about a half an hour ago, I'm going on his podcast on the 16th. So that's gonna be really, really dope. I feel like it's gonna kind of be a part 2 a little bit, but that'll actually be good. Um, as far as transcending the culture, we got a lot of eyes on us, a lot of people popping through. Kat, you already know I'm getting with Coffee Brown tomorrow. And listen, like when I tell you 20 years of wondering, like, where they at? What's going on? Where the music at? So, like, it's going to be so dope. You need to get on there. Like, it's going to be,
I'm so excited for that.
yeah,
I
it's going to be
am,
so
man.
dope.
I told you
And
I
then,
was
like,
just listening
yesterday,
to them the other day.
yeah. And then, like, yesterday, I'm usually looking at, like, the metrics and everything for all of the social media accounts that we have. And Vinny from Naughty by Nature popped on there and basically was just saying thank you. But they have a big hand in obviously the career of Coffee Brown, like past tense and now present, of course. So it just was really, really cool. And when you look at just like your idols actually tapping onto what you're doing and saying thank you and just the acknowledgement was like really, really awesome. So like I was like on the candy high all day long yesterday off after seeing that. But anybody who is interested in seeing that, Coffee Brown will be live with us tomorrow. That's going to be Mr. Ledford. Thank you so much for everybody. He is actually
Hello.
and my guest for the Entertainment Plug on Saturday. But
Oh, really?
yeah, so yeah, thank you so much for watching us. Um, But yeah, so we'll be live with Coffee Brown tomorrow night. Also, with Transcending the Culture, we are kind of stepping our game up a whole lot here, and we're getting some different segments added in now. Tiff is actually going to be launching her segment tonight, which is titled Black History Everything. So listen, I want you to, I just need y'all to see what I do, because when I tell you I've been working on this probably, we're on episode 27.
Ooh wee.
I have probably been working on this for 27 episodes. So it's just, listen, I just think it's really, really dope. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I kind of did it wrong though. So it's like it's showing full screen for me. So I can't see you ladies while I have it like that. Let me see.
Okay.
But we're gonna be, I know you are launching that tonight, which is, really, really dope. Let me see if I think I know what I did. Let's see. I'm gonna try this one more time to let's see if I can get it right. I know people are, I see the people on here. I know they probably looking like, what is this dude? But listen, like, okay, there we go. So we got that. And then there we go. Oh, no, it still didn't work right. There we go. Can you see that?
We still just see it at the bottom.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you see it at the bottom.
Yeah.
But
Oh
now,
yeah, I
I
definitely
it.
see it.
but now I see y'all and y'all see me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
what I'm
just
saying.
feel so blind because I can't.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
everything is so little
we know you got trifocals on, Tiff.
because I'm on my phone.
Not the tries. Hey.
She said not to try. So Tiffany actually is launching that tonight, Black History Every Day. And essentially what we are gonna do, because we all talk about the fact that, they only really talk about, Black people who have done really, really amazing things out here. They only talk about it in the month of February, and then it just kind of goes away. So I think that is something that we should talk about all the time and talk about every show. So Tiff is taking that on. She actually has a really good person for us tonight. So I'm gonna leave that to her to talk about that, and we'll come back to that in a second. But I think that that's gonna be really, really dope. And then we actually also have another segment that's gonna be launching here on the podcast. It is called The Bucket List. So listen, I have gone and can't know, but I have gone up, down, side to side, in and out, all about the bucket list. At one point, it was its own platform, and I have gone back and forth, just in terms of what I wanted to do with this. But we are going to actually launch it here on Transcending the Culture. So it'll be a segment that we do, not necessarily every week, or a segment that I do, and it's not necessarily every week. It may be all three of us. It may just be me. But essentially, what I'm doing and what we will do with this segment is really going to be about reaching out and basically giving flowers and celebrating the people who we feel were inspirational, and involved, whether they realized it or not, that they were involved in us doing what it is that we love and being out here in the industry. And there's so many people. Like, I got to get Russ Parr, because Russ Parr got me into Radio One. Didn't know me from a hole in the wall. I sent the email. And he responded back and said, call this person. And when I called, it was like, I talked to Russ. Yeah, come in. Like, just a chance email, and it turned into something. And that's what got me into Radio One. Like, it's really, really good people out here who will help you. Sometimes you get what you ask for. But, obviously him, I wouldn't know anything about media personalities or anything if it wasn't for the Rosie O'Donnells. Like, I was watching Rosie O'Donnell, I probably was 10. Watching VH1, watching her on VH1. So, like, I got to get to the Rosie O'Donnells. I've already gotten to the Faith Evanses, but I got to get back to her again. And, like, it's so many people who I have on the list. I did a project when I was in college at Cleveland State, and I had to, because I do a lot of stuff with media, I had to essentially find a celebrity, who I could interview this project. and that turned into Chrisette Michelle. She was here in Cleveland, and I reached
Wow.
out, and she said, "Yeah," like she literally had me backstage, and I sat there, and we did this interview, and again, somebody else who like she helped. That's the schooling process, um,
Mhm.
and just it's a lot of people out here like with really good heart. So
Do you know
that's
who
kind of like
I interviewed for my school project?
who's that?
James Johnson.
Oh, you suck. No, you, that it. That's who him.
He was
Ugh.
like, who did you interview?
Right. He is really interested.
Yeah, he was. He was like, who?
I'm like who?
Yeah, I interviewed James
Did you?
for my it was like
The
my
sad thing
for
is,
my
I don't even remember no more now.
I interviewed you for one of my finals right before I graduated. Yep. I had to interview
I do,
someone that was in my field that graduated with my degree. So,
I do remember that, and I think when I was doing it,
Mm,
because like
mm, mm.
people have to know our background and know our history, and we obviously didn't grow up knowing each other because we didn't grow up knowing each other. I was in college already
Right.
when you were still a little kid. So like we didn't grow up knowing each other. So like I think the whole time I was thinking like she probably think he ain't did nothing. And I was like,
oh no, they was blown away. They was like, "You know him for real?" I'm like, "Do I know him? That's my cousin."
oh wow. But no, so that's what I want to do with this. That's what I want to do with this segment. And we
Hmm.
have a number of other ones, but I wanted to make it a point just to talk about these two tonight, and then also get these little pictures up on the screen so I can show you that I really was doing my homework, cat. Because like we talked last week, and I was like, I'm gonna figure it out by next week, and I don't
And
know.
you did. I appreciate it.
In the 11th hour, I got it together. So you got to give me that credit.
Hmm. Credit where credit is due, baby. Yes.
So anyway, okay, there we go. Now we back on our regular screen. So
Hey.
right, there we go. Look at her. Oh, she can see us now. All right. So I'm gonna leave that at that. I'm gonna actually send it off to Tiffany now because I know she needs to get started with her she needs to actually get her segment done so that then we can bring our guest in. So take it away, Tiff Tiff.
Hi, everybody. It's your girl, Tiff Tiff, here with another segment of Black History Month. This week is the last week of Black History Month, and we're going to be kicking off the next month with just straight history of the women, of all kind women that has had an invention of some kind, or just basically just bringing them out there. It doesn't matter if they're local, out of the country, in the world, on the planet, whatever. I will just be bringing the history of a particular woman of color, of Caucasian, anything. So today I will be relating on all African American descent. Madam C.J. Walker, she was the one who invented the hairline for women of color who were going bald, who had dandruff, who had massive dandruff. She actually has a movie out on Netflix right now um, called um, it's called Self Made by Madam C.J. Walker. Very interesting movie. It has actually been out, I want to say now 2 years, if that. So if you have not seen it, go on Netflix today. I don't know how long it will be on, but it's a very, very interesting movie, and it tells how she became a millionaire. The first Black African American millionaire. Um, Her bio is as follows. Madam C.J. Walker, born December 23rd, 1867, Neal Delta, Louisiana. She passed away May 25th, 1919, Iverton, New York. American businesswoman, and she who was one of the first African American female millionaires in the United States of America. She was the first child in her family born after the emancipation proclamation as Sarah Bravelove was born on the same cotton plantation where her parents, Owen and Minvera Anderson Brave Breedlove, had been enslaved before the American Civil War. Um, Moving on, she worked as a poorly made washerwoman for more than a decade and joined St. Paul African Methodist Episcopal Church, where she sang in the choir and she was mentored by other teachers and members of the National Association of the Colored Women. And during that time, she tried various commercial hairdressings that began experimenting with her own formula to cure scalp infections and cause baldness. If when you see in the movie, she started losing her hair real bad. She didn't know of what, but her husband had came home one day and was trying, to be intimate with her and saw her hair, and he just basically lost it and left her. So she basically hooked up with this lady, and the lady had her own care line and she was trying to sell it for her, and the lady wasn't trying to hear of it. Basically was trying to just keep all the funds for herself. She CJ Walker basically stole. She didn't she The lady said she stole it, but she didn't. And basically she took like 20 jars of it and sold it and came back and was giving her the money, but the lady was so furious that she even went behind her back to do it as such. So moving on, about 2 years for about 2 years, she was a sales agent, like I told you, for Annie Turnbull, the founder of Poro Company. After moving to Denver in 1905, she worked as a cook for a pharmacist, and this is where she learned the chemistry part that allowed her to perfect an ointment that healed dandruff and other hygiene related ailments that were common during a time when most Americans lacked indoor plumbing. In 1906, she married Charles Joseph Walker and began achieving local success with what later became known as the Walker Method or the Walker system of beauty culture. Therefore, there since forward, she was known as Madam C.J. Walker. In 1908, after 2 years of training Walker agents and beauty culturists throughout the southern and eastern United States, Walker and her husband settled in Pittsburgh, where they opened Leah College of Beauty Culture, a school named for her daughter. Drawn to the process Black business community in Indianapolis, she relocated the headquarters of the Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company there in 1910, continued to develop her business, traveling through different parts of the states, opening up different stylist stations throughout the country. She invested in numerous of businesses, including the NAACP, the opening of the Frederick Douglass Home, and then after that, did a couple of real estate investments in, her Harlem home now, and the New York Beauty School, as well as the Dark Tower and Culture Salon hosted by her daughter, Aaliyah Walker, during the Harlem Renaissance of the 1920s, where now it's a landmark. So if you go up to New York, her home is a landmark. Her townhome is a landmark, and before her death in 1919, Walker purchased a property in downtown Indianapolis that in 1927 became the site of the Madam Walker Theater Center, another national historic landmark. So if you guys are out there in Indianapolis, stop by downtown and you'll see the theater. If you're up in Harlem, New York, stop by her town home and see it, as well as the salon that she also has. So therefore, that is the one of the Black American women of history, Madam C.J. Walker. Back to you, James.
She doing the news lady style now. Back to you, James.
Okay, okay, Tiff.
Okay, everybody. I think that was pretty dope for the for the first session of Black History every week. Again, this is going to be coming every episode. We're going to talk about somebody new who had an invention or they did something out there, that was able to help, obviously with our culture and with the world. All of that being said, and I actually may have some questions for you, but I do want us to move forward because our guest is here. As I was telling everybody when we started the show tonight, we have an amazing guest on board with us tonight. For the life of me, I cannot remember, and this is the second time, and Ron will know this. This is the second time that I've said, I feel like I interviewed this person before, but I can't find it. But I've been interviewing people for 25 years. So like I've interviewed a ton of people. So I don't know, but in my heart, in my soul, when he told me the name, I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't know when I did it. So either way, like this guy is really amazing. Producer, CEO, uh, engineer. Like he wears many hats, and he actually has new music dropping. Actually, in the coming week, he's definitely very busy out here. I appreciate him taking his time tonight, but I want you guys to help me introduce Marcus Devine. What's going on, man?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Pretty good, pretty
Hello.
good.
Hello.
Thanks for having me tonight, y'all.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
First and foremost, man, I really just gotta say thank you. Like, listen, it looked like you in the studio. I know it's always something going on. If it ain't one thing, it's another. So just the fact that you're taking the time out really just to chat with us on this podcast, I really appreciate it. I know the ladies feel the same way.
Nah,
And I've
let me
been
say I
beating myself
appreciate it though. I
up.
appreciate it. You know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
you don't have to let your platform bless me. So I appreciate it.
I swear, man, I've been beating myself up for about 2 weeks. Like I cannot remember when I talked to this guy. But I swear up and down I did though. I don't know.
Wow,
But either way, man, I'm glad you're here.
man, me too. Me too.
You have worked with, and I mean we all have our own questions and whatnot, but you have worked with some of the most amazing people out here. Escape. Kat and
Yeah.
I, we just covered an Escape show a couple months ago,
Oh,
and
okay.
like, that was absolutely like I think I was in the 7th or 8th grade when they first dropped, and like I was all over. I was all over Tiny. Like that was my girl.
Okay. Okay.
Like, it wasn't about nobody else. I was like, okay, Tiny. That's for
Yeah,
me
they're
right
my
there.
sisters, man.
Right. Aaliyah,
Yeah.
who I mean, I felt like because I mean, realistically, I was kind of in the industry at that point interviewing people. So like she was like on my bucket list, like to
Wow.
interview.
Wow.
So it was just like when that happened, like I cried like I was family. And people were like, you don't know. It's like you don't get it though. Like
Right. Hmm.
it's like when
Mm-mm.
when you see people come up and you see their path and their trajectory and you see how hard they work, like you kind of form something like you kind of
Yes,
form
sir.
something. So but yeah, her Charlie Wilson, who I've had the pleasure of interviewing, and like he was probably the coolest cat that I talked to outside of Gerald Levert.
One of my favorite people in the whole
Yeah.
world, man.
Like you've worked with so many people, like all of them are favorites of mine.
Wow.
What got you to that place where you were able to really connect with, the who's who? Because that's actually how I told somebody today. I said, "Yeah, I'm interviewing this guy today. Like, he's worked with a who's who list of people." And I mean, I think it's dope. I think it's really dope. Your path and how you've gotten here. But
Um, it started off. I started in gospel in church, just like a lot of people.
yeah,
And I end up going over to Dietrich Hatton's church.
okay,
That's me and his brother. We like that's like my best friend. So I played over there for a long time. So when Dietrich started recording, I'm right there in the middle. So I'm the traveling bass player. So we traveling around, putting stuff together. It was getting me ready for the big show. Like, you know
Right.
what I
Yeah.
mean? We in church, we were one of the first bands in church using drum machines and talk boxes and
Oh
you know,
wow.
you come
Right.
to church on Sunday, it's like, what in the world is this? Like, you
Right.
know what I mean? So
Right.
we started all of that. So
Probably like the Pentecostal church because I like
it
I used to go to
was,
church. With
yeah.
okay, because I went to church with my father probably from 13 to 18,
Okay.
and he was Pentecostal. So
Yeah.
like I didn't know nothing about nothing else that was going on there, but I knew they was gonna be jamming, and I
Yeah.
was just like, yeah, I'm going to church with Dad because it's like the music is gonna be on point.
Yeah. Actually, our first recording was the church choir. This wasn't no community choir. We recorded the church choir first. It was that crazy over there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started, with Dietrich, and then I started doing plays from there. And in plays you gonna run across anybody. You can run across anybody on a play set. And I remember one year they called like, yo, we're gonna have to give you, we're gonna have to give a pay cut. Everybody gonna have to give a pay cut, take a pay cut, right? To do the play. And I'm like, take a pay cut? I ain't taking no pay cut. And I
Right.
said, what y'all want to take a pay cut for? And they was like, we trying to get some artists to come on. And I'm like, who? And they was like, Aaron Hall and Charlie Wilson. I said, how much y'all trying to take?
Period.
How much? Because probably 2 months before that, me and my mom went to the United We Funk tour, which had Confunction on it, Charlie Wilson. It had all the funk bands, and I went with my mom. I literally started crying at the concert because I'm looking at Charlie Wilson. I'm telling my mama I'm gonna work with him. Like,
Yeah.
and in my life, anytime I said I was gonna do something, I did it. And I told my mom, I said, I'm gonna work with him, not knowing I was gonna have to take a pay cut to do it. But 2 months later, I ended up working with him. We got super cool, and it just grew from there.
What do you recall about your first experience working with Charlie Wilson?
My first experience working with Charlie. Man, I never thought about that. My first experience, I probably can't remember it. I was so in awe. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he walked into the room, like I'm in the pit playing every night, but every time it was time for him
Mhm.
to sing, I had this little recorder. I would sit my recorder on top of the thing, and I would record his performance every single night and go to my hotel room and just be sitting in the room.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I was still a fan, and he ended
Yeah.
up being, and I ended up helping put together his band from that tour.
Okay.
Some of my band members I sent out with him. So it just grew from there. Aaliyah was actually my first tour though.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that came about. My best friend Gerald Haddon, Dietrich's brother, was like, "Yo,"
Yeah.
he was playing keyboard. He said, "Go to rehearsal with me." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, all right, whatever." She was new, so I wasn't that blown away. She was new, and I was like,
Yeah.
"I'll go." And while I was there, the music director, the guy who was supposed to sing background, didn't show up to rehearsal.
That's how it happens. If somebody don't
And
show up and you
oh
end up
man,
having to.
and the music director said, "Marcus, come and sing this song. Come and sing the background on this song." So I get up there because I can sing. Like, I'm up there singing. She walks in rehearsal like, "Who is that?"
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, "That's Marcus Devine." And she was like, "I like him." So
I've heard nothing but good about her. Like
oh
when
my
you
God,
talk to
bro.
people like Tank,
Oh my
and
God,
when you
bro.
talk to people like Genuine, just like the encouragement that she gave people,
Yeah.
and like she made them feel like this is you,
Yeah.
like you own this. This is you, and like
We
yeah,
all got
I
the same story.
nothing but good about her.
We all got the same story. Because actually
Yeah.
Tank ended up singing with her after I left.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, and that's like my little brother. I've been around him forever. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
used to open up when I was doing plays. His choir in DC used to open up for our shows.
Oh,
That's
wow.
how we originally met.
It's amazing how many people. It's amazing how so many of you are connected. Like you're connected like in your early years before you were even famous. Like
Yes.
how many people knew each other. Like even looking at like the story of Salt and Pepper and Kid and Play and Martin Lawrence and like how they all work together and
Yeah.
like I think that's really really dope because I mean it helps just in terms of knowing somebody when you get into this business and kind of having that ally, that ally in your
Yeah.
corner.
And the beauty beautiful part about it, we all still cool today. Like, and I
Yeah,
just did a show with Genuine. I'm his music director now, so we
yeah,
still all tied together. So it's a great thing, you know.
yeah. No, I think that's really amazing. I had asked you the question as far as Charlie Wilson because it's probably been it's probably been 15 years since I talked to Charlie Wilson,
Oh wow.
and I just remember, and we talked for probably an hour and a half in what was supposed to be a 20-minute interview, and same thing with like Gerald Levert, but like with Charlie Wilson, I think the thing that really stuck out to me was just like how willing he was to open up about like the vulnerable state that he had been
Yeah,
in and just
yeah.
where his life had been and being homeless and or or not necessarily being homeless but
The drug
being on
situation.
drugs and
Oh yeah.
all of that stuff. Like I was just like, wow, is he really telling me all of this stuff? But I mean, but it's like people don't understand like how their stories, like their life stories and the stuff that they've gone through can really help somebody else.
And he's hilarious too. If you
Yeah,
said
yeah,
like,
yeah,
and when he tell the story, it's a serious story, but he has his way of telling the story that had
yeah,
man, it's
yeah.
he's
And
funny.
yeah, and then outside of that, like he's one of the dopest artists that you gonna find. Like I would always joke with people like, man, this dude get younger every year. Like
Yeah,
he's like Benjamin Button. Like he was my cousin. Fantasia's my cousin, and he was
oh
touring
nice.
with Fantasia, and I was just like, damn, he looked about as young as or he looked about as young as Fantasia out here on the stage, and like he
Yeah,
moving around and doing all this other stuff, and then like he just had knee surgery. I'm like, nah, y'all got to stop playing.
yeah. And I tell everybody they still haven't heard Charlie Wilson sing. You know, he's seen them records, but want to hear him sing, come to sound
Yeah,
check and just be sitting
absolutely.
there and not know,
Mhm.
and he not performing, and he's just having fun. Him
Yeah,
and Kelly Price, the same thing. I tell everybody, oh, Kelly's incredible. I said, you still ain't heard her sing,
she,
until you get into sound check. We be in sound check playing, and we be looking at her like, man, this woman is an alien, bro. Where's she from?
yeah, she's she's actually on my. We did a segment called the Bucket List,
Oh,
and
wow.
where basically what we're doing in this segment is reaching out and basically giving flowers to the people that we feel were influential in like
Yeah.
our careers and what we doing and like us following our passion.
Mhm.
And Kelly Price was my first celebrity interview.
Oh, wow.
Um, I had done no media whatsoever, and like she granted me that opportunity and like out of nowhere. So like I feel like I'm always indebted to her because had it not been for her, the other stuff wouldn't have picked up, or maybe not as quick as it did.
Out of all
Um,
the people
it
I've
was
ever worked
literally
for, Jay.
yeah, I mean, it was literally like a couple weeks. Like I did her interview, and then that turned it. Oh, and Devin the dude, and then it ended up turning into me interviewing for Def Jam and Sony and like everybody. So like I've been doing this since '03.
Wow.
Because her album Priceless, that's what we did it for.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm always indebted to her. But listen, man, I could go all night. I'm gonna toss it to the ladies and kind of let them get some questions in here. But I appreciate you, man. I may
Oh,
have
man.
something else once they finish, but I'm
Hey,
gonna
I ain't
let
got
them.
nothing to do. I'm here for you. Whatever you need me to do.
Well, I had a question. I was looking at your social media and I see that you do like a lot of like the open verses and things on songs and stuff. Where do you get your inspiration for that?
I'm gonna tell you what's funny, Kat. That was my first open verse. Like as far as
Really?
yeah.
It was so good. I'm like, this seems so natural. I'm like, I'm thinking you really on the song. Like it was
No,
smooth.
I had just got through recording on my album, and
Hmm.
I was getting ready to shut the studio down, and I just opened my phone, and Brian Michael Cox was like, "Yo, all you singer songwriters, get on this open verse of his artist that he put out, and like get on this open verse." I'm like, man, I'll never do this, but I'm trying to change my thought process by creating more content and being a little more visible online. So I said, you know what, man, let me go ahead and try it. And everybody been going. My phone has been going bananas off this open. I'm like, okay, I need to do a few more.
Yeah, and when Brian Michael Cox tell you do something, I think you should do
Right,
it.
right.
Oh yeah, that's fam.
That's
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 fam.
that's that's real legendary right there.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, social media can be a great way to reach your audience and
Hmm.
transcend through different generations. So how do you keep it fresh? How do you keep your material fresh and you keep, connecting with your audience?
I'm silly, cat. If you go through my social media, I'm either gonna piss you off real bad or I'm gonna make you laugh real hard. One of the two, like you know what I mean. And I'm cool in that space, so I think people love that. They know I'm me, like you know what I mean. I'm gonna always probably say the thing that everybody's like, God, dog, that's what I wanted to say. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So that's how I keep it fresh. I keep literally people come by my page. If I don't post sometime, they be like, "Are you okay? We haven't seen anything." So I'm like, because I'm always saying something crazy, you know. So
So you talked about, connecting with your audience and like keeping it fresh. What are some of the new artists that you like nowadays that have like a unique sound?
I think I was about to tell you till you said unique. Let me see.
I ain't saying nothing.
Um,
And listen, that's something that I hear often, especially talking to people that really do music, like play
mhm,
music, write music, do the
mhm.
whole shebang, is that as of right now, and especially me being someone that is, a little younger coming up in a different generation, the music is not hitting like it used to. It don't
Mhm.
hit.
No,
And it's like we've been calling it popcorn music because it's like, it's cool. You could, it's good when you listening to it, but it don't last. I'm still hungry for more.
yeah, it's no depth in it, and the thing is though, I like it. Like I love the scissors. What's the girl named Coco Jones?
Hmm.
I love
Mhm.
all of those people. Like you know what I mean. Um, but it's like everybody said, "What's the template? Can I use your template?" Okay,
Right.
now I'm gonna put my
Yeah.
voice in this template, and I'm gonna do this, and the music got to be like this, and it's like it's not a lot of I don't know. It's no uniqueness. I guess would be the key
Mhm.
word. You said the right word, but I listen to it just like you. I love it when
Mhm.
I'm traveling. And I listen to it, but nothing changes my life. There's no life changing music. Back in the day, and I hate I sound like the old man, but back in the day, if I wanted to say something to a girl, I ain't even have to say it. Hey, yo, baby, listen to this right here. Such and such and such and such, and she get the picture.
Yeah.
Now ain't nobody really saying nothing. I actually want to tell my girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they be
feel
talking
like
about toxic relationships. This ain't what I want. I don't want you to hear
Yeah,
that. That ain't my stilo.
all of it is toxic, and nobody's a. You know what it is? Nobody is afraid to look crazy. You know what I mean? And when I say look
Right.
crazy, I'm talking about they'll be like, "Yo, I'll take it just for the weekend." Like, whoa, really?
Right.
Now, if I asked you to just to be my hit for the weekend, you'd be like, I'm disrespectful. But you,
absolutely, absolutely.
but you, but you'll come in and say, Yo, guess what? I'm cool. Just give it to me on the weekend. Be like, oh, okay.
They said back in the day, love was different. They said if you fell in love with a girl you see walking down the street, you pull up four of your partners and y'all go get this
And
snapping
only
and
and only
singing
one
and
of
doing
y'all gonna
whole
get her,
routine.
but it was
Yeah, right.
support. We had support, cat. Hey, only one of us gonna get her, but all of us gonna shoe up her though.
Listen, a whole dance routine and
She rock,
all.
rock.
So yeah, I definitely identify with that. And I see that the younger generation, especially because I'm a millennial. So like I see the Gen Z and people, they are going back and listening to old music
Oh yeah.
on their own. It isn't even their parents showing them stuff, it's them. They're hungry for that old music. They're hungry for the old style, like they're dressing like that back in the day.
Hmm.
So I definitely can identify what you said about music.
And think
Um,
about it. I mean to cut you off, but if you listen to a lot of the songs that actually break the barrier and cut through, they're samples from old
That
stuff.
yeah,
mhm.
Like
absolutely.
Mhm.
all the stuff that
Mhm.
stick around, and you like, oh, that's the jam. It's because it's
Mhm.
already a jam.
Mhm.
I'm glad you say that because I was thinking
Ooh.
about like, of course, like Chris Brown, he sampled the SWVs and he
Oh yeah,
sampled
Mhm.
Shanice, and
yeah.
Mhm.
I forget who the guy was that sampled. It might have been PM Dawn or something like that. But like a lot
But you
of
got
the young,
Bryson Tiller did.
yeah, yeah,
What's the girls? Brownstone.
Yeah,
uh huh,
Yeah.
Brownstone. Tory
um,
Lanez did
yeah,
Tory
the
Lanez. That's what I'm talking
say.
about. Not
Oh
not yeah.
yeah, with
Tory
Tory
Lanez.
Lanez, but
Not Bryson.
Bryson did a couple, but all of them do. And Tory Lanez does his mixtapes, and it's all the samples. He sampled the Proud Family and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like you said, it only stays because it hits you from where I feel like I felt from the original song. It's not even your song that's giving me them
Right.
feels. I'm thinking about
Yep.
back in the day when Usher was originally singing this, and my boo was leaving me a message on my voicemail playing. So
And it gives life to the artists. Just think about it. All the people we naming that were sampled, they're working right now.
mhm.
Hmm.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
how do you think that like you two are talking about now? Like, how do you think that ties into a lot of the older artists actually making that comeback and touring? Like, you got Jodeci doing the residency, you got New Edition doing the residency. Like,
Hmm.
you got a lot of '90s artists now who are actually coming back and making some money now.
If there's, it's all about jumping on the momentum. So just like we was talking about the Tory Lanez, if you know your song has been sampled and the world is rocking to you, your hook, you need to make yourself visible, and
Yeah,
you will easily work. Like you said, I just had this talk with my homeboy. 90s artists will work until they gray. Like you literally got to pull them off the stage and put them in wheelchairs and be like, okay, it's
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Like because
Because
it's something
SWV
about that.
doing it right
Or
now.
their hair is falling out. Hashtag Jaheim. We ain't about to.
Hey,
Shoot.
but hold on. His hair
Anyway,
may be falling out, but guess what? Them people still
he
want to hear
he's
them
still
sing.
on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Cause,
I had to
cause
Because
get another
listen,
pair of glasses to
the
see what I'm
concert we've
seeing
been to,
right.
I would still be screaming for the people. I'm
I'm
like,
oh
okay,
man,
he
me
saying.
about to
too.
throw
I
his
would
back out, but damn,
listen. I
that
went to New
voice.
Edition
I'm
and
saying.
danced the whole time. I flew down to North Carolina to go to see New Edition, and
It's
me and the
crazy.
promoter, we danced the whole time they were
Oh yeah,
up
New
there.
Edition to get you there.
You know,
It's
so
crazy because they were here in Cleveland. They toured with Jodeci, and Casey and JoJo are my cousins. So my sister and I were at that show,
okay.
and like New Edition like
I hear
hit.
your family dope. Don't think I ain't paying attention. I'm hearing your family dope over there.
He's sprinkling it in.
Yeah, yeah, my
So
family, bro. My
I mean,
family,
that's
bro.
like, but they killed it though, man. But and then Kat and I, we covered this Escape show back in December, was it? And
Yeah,
Belle Biv DeVoe was there, and it was just like, damn, like they took over the show. Like
Oh
they
yeah,
did not stop moving.
oh
They
yeah,
was
people are still seeing
Wow.
them, and
the
for
whole
them,
time.
it's been over 40 years.
yeah.
Like it's been over 40 years, and they still are like rocking with the songs they did when they were 10.
Yeah. And
Like 10 and,
their residency started tonight, actually.
yeah,
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it started tonight.
Dang,
yeah. I
congratulations to
think it's
them.
dope, man. It's really cool too because I'm a 90s head anyway as far as music. So like for me,
Yeah.
it's really cool to see like the SWVs and the I was gonna say Brownstone, but not Brownstone, but the girls of Jade, even though they're not
Oh
necessarily
yeah.
together, like on tour.
Hmm.
And we can't leave out
And
the early 2000s though. We always say the 90s, but the early 2000s was
the
hot too.
early 2000s, but
That's
like
Listen,
past
you heard I put the
2005,
early on there.
got to
Yeah,
put the asterisks on there. They're
yeah,
early,
yeah, yeah.
early.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it back to you, ladies. Let me shut up.
Tiff, did you have some questions?
Yeah, I was actually looking at your profile and I see that you were born and raised in Detroit, Michigan.
yes, ma'am.
I have family members that live in Detroit, Michigan. Um, and I was wanting to know, and then I also saw that you was playing basketball, but you opt out to play basketball to sing. So, I know a lot of people besides your coach was, very upset about it. But what really, when you started singing, what really got you out there to like, man, I think I'm dope. Let me pursue this more. Who inspired you to sing? Where did you get that from? Or did you just wake up one morning and was like, woo, I could sing?
No, I mean, my mom is the reason I sing like I sing. My
Oh,
mother, she's my favorite female singer in the world. My mother is.
okay.
So, she's the reason I sing. Like you said, I wanted to play basketball, and
Right.
I tell the story all the time. I'll be outside playing basketball, backyard full of friends. My mama holler out there, Marcus, Tisa, Rail, that's my brother and sister. Y'all come in here. I'll be like, man, I'll be right back. I already know what's about to go on, so I'm going
Yeah.
out. She starts singing, and if I don't hit my note right, I'm on the punishment. So there's no more
Uh-oh.
What?
basketball coming back.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Not the
So,
punishment.
whoa, no, she didn't play. Like, and literally,
Wow.
she'll start singing, and we better come in on harmony, or we on the punishment. So we
Woo.
learned, and whatever song she hit, we'll come
Yeah.
in, and we was able to go back outside. So in the ninth grade, I'm like, I'm gonna play basketball. I'm going to the NBA. But somebody's like, "Yo, Marcus, you should get in a talent show." I'm like, "Man, all right." So I sing "On the Wings of Love" by Jeffrey Osborne. All the girls lose their
Oh
mind,
man.
right? Hey, bro, all the
I
girls
love
lose their
that
mind,
song.
right? So I'm like, what in the world? I ain't never had nobody like go crazy. So all the singers like, that's my new little boyfriend. They fighting over me.
Yeah, not the new little boy.
No, because I'm in the ninth grade and I was short in the ninth grade. Like, so they was like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, this my little boyfriend pulling all on me. Of course, none of them took me serious. They was just hyped that I could sing. But I
Right.
saw the reaction. It was like, oh, girls like singers like that. So in the 11th grade, we supposed to play Christmas tournament.
Yeah.
But while they was on the bus, my coach called like, Devine, where you at? I said, oh yeah, I quit. He's like, why? I was like, I want to sing. He cussed me out so bad. But it was the best decision I ever made in my life, though. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah. It's weird.
So
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tim.
So with all the many talents that you have, so I see that you have other talents as well is in instrumental. So you taught yourself how to play the piano, guitar. I mean, I think that is like a gift
Mm-hmm.
to do that. And you didn't have no teacher teaching you, right?
No,
So were you able to teach yourself by ear? Like some people know how to be, they only can play the piano by ear and not by the notes.
yeah, well, yes, everything I play by ear. But what happened was,
Okay.
even on the piano, one of my friends, he showed me one chord on the piano.
Really?
I wrote about 10 songs with this one chord. Like, I'm like, oh,
What?
I'll just change this one note, like until I figured out, oh, if I play this note, oh, this is what that makes. So that was the piano. My
Okay.
guitar, I'm trying to rush through this because it could be a long story. So my guitar
Take your
learning,
time.
my guitar, Little G from Silk, the lead singer from Silk.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my son's godfather. So I'm staying at his house.
Okay.
His
Mm.
wife, they gone to the Bahamas or somewhere. So we at the house, and he goes to the guitar center and buys a acoustic guitar. And while he's playing it, I'm just staring at him, staring at his hands. He went
Yeah.
upstairs and went to bed. By the time he came downstairs, I had already produced the song, recorded it, and everything.
Wow.
And he came down and sung vocals. So when he said, "How you learn how to do that?" I said, "Watching you last night." He took me to Guitar Center, bought me the exact same guitar, case,
Yeah.
everything like he has. And the last one, the bass. My mama is the one who taught me how to play bass.
What?
Yeah.
Man, when
Wow.
you talk Little G from
Uh huh.
listen, they were on that show that we covered back in December
Hmm.
too.
Oh yeah.
When I tell you, like them cats, it's like they came out, and I feel like their whole agenda was we gonna show these cats that we ain't playing because
Oh
see
yeah.
they think we washed up or something. But
Yeah.
when I tell you, like they were like actually playing with the audience too, like while they
Hmm.
were singing and trying to see like
Hmm. Hmm.
who could hit the runs the best.
Yeah.
And like it was like they are dope, man. Like
Yeah.
they are really, really
I
dope.
had fun in the studio with them. Like them, my
Yeah,
brothers.
I would imagine.
I did a couple records with them, but me and Little
Yeah,
G, like we talk all the time. That's
yeah.
family.
Mm.
Um, I love the dynamic of like your mom basically taught you how to sing and
Yes.
you how to play the guitar. Like I love that dynamic where the parents are actually involved in the career.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh
you look
yeah.
at the Jacksons, you look at the Braxtons, you look at Brandy and Ray J,
Oh yeah.
and how their parents was. And I'm actually working to try to get all of them, like them and their parents, to do
Oh
something
wow.
Hmm.
because nobody focuses on that. Like everybody either does the Brandy interview or they do the Ray J interview, but they never look at the full dynamic and how they had been vocal coaching them like since the
Oh yeah.
beginning.
Pop
Yes.
ain't no
Mom
joke.
was handling that PR and that management, and like wasn't nothing gonna fly by Miss Sonya. Like
She
it
don't
wasn't.
play, bro. She don't play
When
at
I
all.
At
tell you, like
all.
when I respond to her messages, sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, mom," and I'm like, she'll know me from a hole in the wall, but she remind me of my mother and like how my mother would step in like if she needed to. And I think that's dope that you clearly had that dynamic with your mother.
My mom was so dope. Let me tell you, Jay. I knew I was gonna be famous doing something, right? I didn't. I just thought it was gonna be basketball, so I started practicing my autograph. Right, but guess where I practiced it? On her wall, going up the stairs to the up the attic.
Oh,
I had them.
I'd have been dead if I wrote on the
No, no,
wall.
no. Hold on. This is the beauty. I started at the bottom and went all the way to the top. When I got to the top, my autograph. Oh, hold on. I don't know if you see it.
Oh wow, I do.
Mm.
That was the finished autograph at the top of the stairs. That's what I ended up with. You know, because
Yeah.
I knew like one day, and she never got mad. She just was like, "You better be something."
Writing on my
You
walls.
better
You
do
better
something
be
with
something.
that.
Fix my wall. That's what.
Yeah. And I tell that
See,
story like when I mentor kids, and I call her on the phone, and I be like, "Mom, what did I do with my autograph? You wrote all on my walls."
Uh, no, I think that's dope, man. And obviously you do see it in some cases, but you don't always see like the relationships that people have like with their parents and how
Yeah,
instrumental their parents were in their success and like everything. I mean, I listen, I ain't singing. I might think I can, but I ain't singing or nothing like that. But on the flip side, like my mother would step in and do anything and everything that she needed to do to make sure that I was good. And I see that
man,
you had that relationship with your mother, and that's something that like always strikes me. Like and
man,
and that's kind of what makes me want to do like the Brandy thing and all of that stuff. And it's like
got
that.
you.
I think that's dope.
Yes, sir.
All right, Tip.
Um, do you well, not do you? So your mom and your family, did you guys form a gospel group before you actually started doing R&B, or it was just a thing? Because it kind of is like when you telling the story, it was like my favorite musical movie is Selena. And so when Selena and her two siblings was growing up, they were outside playing with the chickens and stuff, and her dad called her in and said, "Hey, come in." What they had to do, he got them all on an instrument, ain't know how to play nothing.
Wow.
And it was like every time, I don't know if you ever seen the movie, but it was kind of like similar to your story.
Mhm. Yeah,
And they were upset. Why we got to come in here? We want to go play. You
yeah.
know?
I saw the movie, but I remember that part. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the beginning. That's at the beginning.
Wow. Yeah, no, she's definitely, I'm grateful. Like I said, I thought it was cruel back then because I wanted to play basketball, but she got me ready for any situation,
That's good.
having me to be on my toes like that. So most of
Yeah.
like the last few tours I did, I had to be the music director for 4 and 5 people on the same tour. You know what I
Wow.
mean? So she taught me how to be ready for anything that's thrown my
Right.
way. You know what I mean? So I'm forever grateful for that.
It has to.
I
It
have.
has, oh, I'm sorry, Tiff. I was just gonna say it has to
I,
feel good to be able to reflect back to the lessons that your mother taught you,
yes.
Oh yeah.
especially when as a kid you was mad, like and now you can look back at it and see. I see what the vision was, and why she did what she did.
I'm forever in the state of gratitude. A lot
Yeah,
of people say that, but I read a book called The Secret of Getting Rich, and it changed my whole life. And it just taught me about gratitude, being grateful. We always hear, be grateful for the things you have. But once you really get into that thing, so it made me look at my whole life. Like no matter whether good, like the name of my new project is called I Love My Life.
yeah.
That's the name of it. You know what I mean? So it just, man, I try to stay in that state of gratitude. You know.
That's a good segue actually over to your new project because I definitely wanted you to talk about this new project. So like
Okay.
talk about where you are musically right now. Given the current state of music and where things are. Just in terms of what's out there.
I'm me, Jay. That's the best way I could say it. Like we was talking earlier, I love the '90s R&B. I'm not trying to recreate a '90s R&B, but as far as the heart of the records, it's what it is. I wanted to be a therapy session for you, almost like you know what I mean. Whatever you're going through, some of the songs are love, some of the songs are mad, some of the songs are nasty, like because that's life. Life is all of those things. I don't care what you're
Hmm.
dealing with. And I think when you try to live a certain way, like those things don't exist in your life. Like
Mhm.
you miss goody two shoes and you don't have naughty thoughts, that's a jail you
Yeah.
just put yourself in. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right, right.
So, you know what I mean? Or my thing is, whatever I want to say, I'm going to say it. And it's only for the people that want to hear it. And
Hmm.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to please everybody with the record. But what the response has been great from people hearing it, just me saying what I want to say. Like
Right.
there's a song on my record. I'll just give you a little bit. I went to a strip club to have a meeting, and the dancer offered to buy me a drink. I don't drink. So I was like, I'll take some fruit or some pineapple juice. And
I
when she
bet
came
you.
and she came over and she was like, "Oh, that's all you wanted was pineapple juice?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she said, "Oh, I bet it tastes good." And I'm like, "What are you talking
Oh,
about?" I'm like, what are you talking about, right? Hold on, I'm young. Don't laugh at me, y'all. Hold on.
she knows so
Listen,
she
y'all.
knows
I'm
something.
laughing
Yes, he
because
wanted the pineapple juice. All
Listen,
right.
y'all. I was young, so don't laugh at me.
Cat,
no,
Cat was about to
I'm
say
laughing
something really
because
bad. That's why she.
Oh, she cut herself off, huh?
Oh, she got.
She
No,
God don't like ugly cat.
no,
hey,
I didn't do it. I didn't do it to myself. I think that was God telling me to
That was
shut up.
God.
no, but hold on, y'all. So I'm young. I don't know what she's talking about, y'all. So I'm like, what? She said, yeah, I bet it tastes good. But when she said the word though, I bet your tastes good. And I said, huh? So I drank pineapple juice all night, right?
Yeah, yeah, I
Hey,
bet.
hey, and that's how the song. I'm literally telling you how the song. I just wrote what happened, and I
Wow.
and I left the club and I called my wife. That's my wife now, and said, "You
Yeah.
will never believe what just happened in this meeting." And so I try to keep pineapple juice and fruit around at all times.
You learned an important lesson that night, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God.
So,
She said, "Ooh, I bet that
but it's
tastes
that.
good."
Yeah, so it's that, and that's in the song too, sis. So my
Oh,
thing is, I'm saying I'm talking about whatever I want to talk about. You know what I mean?
right.
And for those that want to get it, they'll get it. For those that don't, they won't.
no, I like that.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
now the I want to say it's the first single. You have a single dropping like around the 9th or something
The
of
12th.
March, or the 12th.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
talk about this first single.
Well, it's crazy how this single even came about, man. I had put out a EP during the pandemic called Contagious, but
Mm-hmm.
iTunes wouldn't clear it because it was called Contagious. I don't know what that was about. And I had the biohazard sound with the heart in the middle. I'm thinking I'm doing something. They're like, nah, we ain't gonna let you put that up. You can't put that up. So I ended up putting it on SoundCloud. So
Okay,
when I started getting ready for promotion for this album, just to let everybody know, Marcus Devine about to do a record, I sent out Greatest Show on Earth and another song. Radio
Mm-hmm.
started adding Greatest Show on Earth. I'm like, oh Lord, this is not what I thought was gonna happen. So I had to go back in. I did some revisions to it, about to shoot a visual to it, and now it ended up being the lead single for the record. So
it's
Wow.
interesting. It's interesting you mentioned SoundCloud. Like I really like SoundCloud, and I mean I've known about it for years, but Faith Evans, she did a 20th anniversary for her debut album,
wow.
and she put it on SoundCloud.
I
So
didn't
that
know that.
like
I gotta check that out.
she put it out 20 years to the day. So uh,
Mm.
and back in 2015, and
Okay.
that was the way you got it. If you wanted that album or whatever, and there were like maybe I want to say maybe 6 songs off of the album that she basically redid them like 2015 style,
Oh wow.
and I thought it was pretty dope. But that's kind of how I got like the I guess the true introduction to SoundCloud is she released that project on there.
Yeah, and I never promoted it. I just put it up. I was
Yeah,
so frustrated with iTunes,
yeah,
so it's fresh to everybody else. So I it started picking up
yeah.
momentum. So now I just I love the record though.
I think that's dope though. I mean, especially being able to kind of retool, potential hits that you made and you didn't necessarily promote it or you couldn't necessarily do a whole lot with it.
Yeah,
And that kind of opens, I think that opens, I mean, definitely my eyes, but it opens eyes to a lot of people just in terms of the censorship, like when it comes to, releasing your projects on these streaming platforms.
oh yeah,
I didn't realize that it was, I didn't realize that it was like that heavy until actually honestly within the past week I did an interview with somebody and they were saying the same thing. They tried to put something out and they couldn't do it.
Yeah, it gets crazy out here. Everything is censored, bro. And
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
know we're gonna stay on the Marcus Devine thing, but that's a whole nother show. And that's another. She was asking me how do I stay relevant. That's the kind of stuff I talk about
Yeah,
all the time. You know what I mean? The game is set up crazy.
yeah,
So
absolutely, absolutely. Um, obviously you're on social media and you're kind of on all these different platforms. Like, I think you're one of the blessed ones who have had that opportunity to obviously be in the now where there's, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all of that different stuff versus 20 years ago when there was none of that. Like, what do you feel has been better for you just in terms of like the progression of your career and everything that you do?
um, oh man, all of it has been dope though. You know what
Ain't
I
nobody
mean?
asked you that one, man. I know.
No, ain't nobody ever asked it, but it's a dope question because all of it has been great for me. And like
Okay.
my first platinum record, which is right over my shoulder right there,
Yeah.
um, I had to mail that off. Like literally, go to the post office to FedEx
Yeah.
and mail it off for next day because they were done accepting songs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they were done. Like they was like, no, we cool, we done. I said, no, I want to send it to you anyway. Just give me a chance. And when I sent, it was the last song that they received, but the first song they recorded. When they got it, they went so crazy. When they got to Detroit to record the album, they came to see me first, and it ended up being the biggest song that they've ever done.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Men of
And what
Standard.
what
I don't know if you
artist
ever
is
heard
that?
Men of
Yeah.
Standard.
Yeah.
It's a song called In
Male
Your Men of Standard. It's a song called In Your
Men of
Will, a
Standard.
gospel
in
song.
your will. Okay.
Yeah. So
Wow.
and so that worked out. But to go from the time like now, I could send you a song right now. You know what I mean? So going through the process, I've been able to deal with it all from ADAT tapes to reel. I've enjoyed the road. You know what I mean? Because I get to take all of that knowledge along with me as technology grows. I still get to have that that knowledge that I could
Yeah.
implement. You know.
No, I think that's really dope, man. So like, do you have like a date stamped on when your project is gonna drop now?
It's gonna be October. My birthday is in October, so
Okay, okay.
October 1st. So I don't
Oh
know
wow.
exactly what day,
Okay.
but the single is definitely gonna come out. And I can share with y'all. This is the first time I'm telling y'all. I'm in the midst of doing something great. I may even have to push the single back. This thing is so great that's about to happen right now.
Okay, okay,
Um,
okay.
yeah, I ain't gonna say too much, but
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm super excited.
keep it.
Yeah,
It's right here though.
very
It's right here
narrative.
on the tip. I want to tell you so bad, but you
I
know what I
know.
mean. Yeah, but
Listen, man, I get it.
it's
Like,
gonna be well worth it if I have to push it back. Let me put it like that.
absolutely, keep it in the bag, man. I'm learning, as now, like UG Digital. It actually was another name for the first 10 years of it, from '03
Yeah.
to 2013, and the relaunch and rebranding in 2014. We started as just a magazine, so like there's so much that I've done with it over the last 10 years. There's so much that I have going on now. So like with me, with us having this podcast and me having several podcasts and having a network now and launching a radio station, and I have learned kind of the hard way. There's some stuff I just got to keep it in the bag, like, and it be right there, like
Oh
ready
yeah.
to come out, and I'm like, I just need to tell somebody to tell somebody to tell. Like, sometimes you got to keep it in the bag. So, listen, we know you're doing big things, man. We know
Well,
you are doing like huge things. I appreciate you for coming on with us tonight. Um, we definitely have to do this more. My thing in this business, I think that rightfully so, a lot of media has gotten a bad name.
Yeah.
People are all over the place with it, and
yeah.
when you get people who are getting into it that have not done the work behind it, and they don't do the homework, and they don't really know what they're doing, and there's an ulterior motive. I mean, it's all kinds of things that kind of go into the pot, but it's kind of sullied it, not even just a bit. Like, it's kind of bad right now.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
like this last 20 plus years, like I've been working really, really hard at, obviously not just entertaining and bringing on people like yourself, but actually building the relationships so that like we're not just trying to talk to you just because you got you got a project coming out in October. Like
Right.
we want to know, how are you? Like, how you doing? What's going on? How are you
All that.
dealing with how is it relating to us? Like just different stuff. So I say that to say that we gotta have you back, man. Like,
anytime, bro.
And I'm blessed to say that we have many platforms now. Kent is launching a podcast on the network. I have a couple other people who are launching podcasts on the network. I have a couple podcasts myself. I do a radio show actually on the weekends, so that then if people are in town, then I can actually bring them into the station. And that sort of thing.
And I'm willing to come to all of them. So
listen, and we will have you. Like without question, we will absolutely have you. I appreciate you. Not saying bye yet, but I just wanted to put all of that in there. I definitely want to get obviously some final thoughts, have you promote your social media, your website, and allow the ladies if they have any final questions that they want.
And I just want to say congratulations to you. I'm hearing you say how long you've been doing this, and I already know to do anything with us.
Yeah.
So for you sticking it
absolutely,
for you sticking it out, bro. Congratulations, man.
Listen, man, I like my biggest thing, like coming out of high school, was I wanted to work for BET.
Oh, wow.
So I ended up I had an opportunity with a record label, and then my ex-wife was pregnant somehow. So then she said, "What?" We ended up we had my son.
Hold on. Okay, let's go back a little bit. I wanted to make sure my headphones weren't tripping.
Hey, you see, I ain't say nothing.
Hey, hold on. You said she was pregnant somehow?
I'm just talking shit, man.
Okay, I'm like, what the hell? Like,
right.
I'm like, your name ain't Joseph?
I know, immaculate conception going on.
That's right. I'm just talking shit, man.
Oh my God, man.
I mean, but basically, my son was on the way. So
okay.
it was like I kind of just let everything go for a minute. I'm like, I can't move to New York. Like, I don't have no money to be living out there and got a baby and don't know nobody there and all that stuff. So, when you had kids, you kind of put a lot of stuff on the back burner.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's fine.
Sure.
Like, I ain't complaining. I ain't tripping or nothing because, like, my son is the best thing that could have ever happened to me in my life. Like, he graduating from high school this year, finna turn 18. I'm like, he did it, but I did it. So, like, it's all good. But I've had a lot of opportunities, but once I did the BET red carpet thing, it was just like, I don't want to work for nobody no more. Like, I want to create my own narrative. I ultimately walked from my job. Like, 3 years, I ain't had no job. And I just been pushing and just doing this media thing and, like, making it work. And God will make some, like, I ain't been the most religious person, but it's a relationship there. And I know the presence of God and I know the power and the strength of God. And, like, I have made some good stuff and God has made some good stuff happen, like, in the last 3 years that I have not, like, physically worked for somebody. And my thing has been just to have my own platform and my own brand where I can go out and have my own narrative and, not be forced to cover what I don't want to cover or push what I don't want to push.
Yeah.
Or that sort of thing. So, like, it's a blessing, I say again, to have people like you who actually support the cause. That's my soapbox. Like, I'm
gonna tell you what's dope. At 19, I walked off my job.
Wow.
At 19 years old. And when I was working at a steel cutting factory, and every day I would go home, I'm blowing my nose, it's black soot and the whole time. And I'm like, yo, man, I'm too talented for this. And at the time, I was I turned my torch off and was like, God, you're gonna have to take care of me. And I walked in the office, knocked on the door, and told them, hey, yo, I quit. This in the middle of the day, bro. They like, well, can you finish today? I was like, no. I walked right out the door. I left my ride that I rode with in there and got on a bus and took a bus.
I know that's home. Right.
And my wife at the time was like, why you do that? And her mama was like, listen, if that man walked off that job, he know what he's doing.
It's for a reason.
Leave him alone. Yeah. And best decision ever, bro.
Listen, I think that's beautiful. And it goes to show that if you believe in yourself and you obviously put in the work, that it's gonna work out. And you have, like, I just posted today, like, I got here by faith. Like faith is what got me here. It was
And
like a Essence Fest thing where I went to Essence Fest, and I think that's dope, man. It's good to know your story. It's good to know I ain't by myself out here. Like what I'm doing. I get to see like the likes of you and so many other people who have kind of followed that same journey and path and did the work, and you're where you are.
but you gotta just bet on you, bro. And I know you
Absolutely.
know this.
Oh yeah.
And people could call it faith. You could call it whatever. That's just what I say. I'm a bet on me. I got everything that I need to do whatever I want to do. I'm a
Absolutely.
bet. I'm a bet on me at all times. You know what I mean? Because at
Absolutely.
the end of the day, I'm the value in my story. So whatever my story is, I'm the value. I'm the greatest thing in my story. You know what I mean? The same way you the greatest thing in your story. And you thanking me for being here, but I feel like, yo, had you not created a platform, guess what? I wouldn't be here. You're the
I
value.
appreciate
You're the
that.
value in this story because this is your story. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I
So
mm.
appreciate it.
that's how I
And
look
I
at it.
receive it. I absolutely receive it, and I appreciate that.
No doubt, bro.
All right, ladies, I'll let y'all finish up.
So, I was gonna ask. It's a lot of um younger um people out here that wants to get in the type of business that you are. Especially my son, Cameron, my oldest son, Cameron. He wants to do music. He wants to produce as well. He wants to go to school for it.
Hmm.
So, I just want to know: do you have any advice that you want to give to someone like him, to how to get started, to encourage him, keep up with it or
Um,
anything?
well, that's easy. Cameron and everybody else, they got things that we didn't have. They have this thing called YTU, YouTube
Okay.
University.
Yeah.
I call it YouTube University. Anything you want to learn, you can learn
On
it
YouTube.
on
Yeah.
YouTube. So I don't care if it's a certain software you want to get into, there's a video to teach you how to get into it. If you want to know how
Mm.
to do a certain type of music, there is a video to teach you how to produce that type of music. So all the information is at their fingertips. If you're serious, you'll find it. You know what I mean? That's what I tell a lot of people when I lecture. Like, if you're not doing it, you're not trying. It's right
Right.
there at your
Right.
fingertips. Like, think about this. Everybody got a podcast now, right? Nobody knew how
Everybody.
to, nobody knew how to do a podcast before we all got sick. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now everybody know how to work the cameras. Everybody know how to work the
Yep.
software
Uh,
because the information is right there at
It's
your
right there.
fingertips. So that's what I would tell anybody. And be you, be true. Whatever you want to say, make sure you're saying what you want to say in the music, in the lyrics, the look, everything. So
Okay. Well,
I had a
that's
question.
very good information to know.
So what do you say to people that they feel like they're too old to do what they're trying to do, or they feel like it's over with, they not getting they shine, and they fed up? What would you say to somebody like that?
well, being somebody that ain't super young, um, I say do you.
He
I, I
said,
know I know everybody's seen that meme where my man was in the mining. He was mining, and there was
Hmm.
a diamond right on the other side. He had one more hit to make, and he would have broke through to get that diamond. I know y'all
Hmm.
seen that before, right?
I
I've
did.
seen that. Yep.
That's that's real life. That's how I feel real life is. Like, okay,
uh-huh.
where are you going? I tell everybody because I did a panel for Motown, and one girl was like, I need to know the secrets to the such and such and such and such, how to be this and how to be that, because I don't want to spend so much time doing. I said, whoa, 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 where you gonna be late to? Take
Right.
take the time to do it right.
Mhm.
Don't be in a rush to do it. You know what I mean? Jay Z wasn't a spring chicken when he started. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
a lot of people wasn't. Think we just got through talking about Charlie Wilson. This man is 70 years old, touring right now. So I say, look at Charlie Wilson. If anybody asks me if you feel like you're too old, look at him. You could go to being a heavy drug addict to being who he is.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I remember. Should I tell this? Yeah, I'm gonna tell it. I remember when Charlie Wilson first started wearing real diamonds. I'm gonna just put that out there.
I cannot.
No, no, and
You
I'm
gotta
not.
fake it till you make it
I'm not being
sometimes.
shady.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, you gotta stay the course. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Had he just given up like I'm done, ain't nobody gonna want to hear me, we wouldn't even be having this conversation about Charlie
Absolutely.
Wilson. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? So him sticking with it, having a wife that was there to support him, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's what makes my story great. That I get to say that, yo, no, that's my home. I know him. Like, you know what I mean? He helps my story to be incredible. So
Mhm.
Right.
yeah.
I think
Wow.
the thing that really showed me that is when I finally went back and and graduated from college. I actually graduated with my mother, so we walked the same day, like same class.
Wow.
So
My
Mm.
see, man, we gotta talk off camera.
yeah.
Cause I know you're gonna be like, man, this nigga keeps stealing my stories. Listen,
Oh,
my mama, I didn't graduate with her, but my mama dropped out of school to have me.
wow.
So
When did she drop out?
to have me when I was born.
What grade was she in?
I
Or
think
what?
the 11th, I think. 11th. Yeah, she was in
Okay.
11th grade when she dropped out. So she got pregnant and had me, but she ended up going back to school
Right.
and finishing school. Man,
Yeah.
when I tell you I cried like a baby, because you
Yeah.
know, you see it happening, it's like, yo, it was
Yeah.
my fault you had to go through this. Like,
Right.
it wasn't my fault. It was her and my
Right.
daddy fault. You know,
Right.
but you know what I
Right.
mean. You know.
Right.
But yeah,
So
I mean that's huge. That was huge for me because I mean it. Listen, we all go through our stuff. So like I had been kicked out of school a couple times. I had to sit out probably 5 years, and
oh wow.
like when I finally went back, my mother was going to, and it just so happened that we finished at the same time.
That's incredible, bro.
Walked and graduated, and like to have that kind of a relationship with your mother, like what you had, and then what I had,
Mhm.
it instantly hits the heart. So like you say, you was crying like a baby. I was crying like a baby. Like we both there in cap and gown and shit. We both got flowers, and I'm I'm crying and she's crying. Like
That's dope.
it's a dope feeling. It's a really
Man.
really dope feeling.
Wow.
But I mean that showed me that you ain't never too old. Because I mean my mother is 71,
Oh
so
wow.
she'll be
Is
70.
she really?
So yeah, and I mean this was we graduated 2010. So I mean it's
Okay.
just 14 years ago. So I mean she's still kicking it. iPhone like moving like she like what you moving so slow for? Come on. So
Wow.
Yeah,
Not
they told us
not the
what we moving slow
iPhone.
for.
so yeah, but okay, I'm good. You ladies good?
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I would love for you to plug obviously social media,
Okay.
website, anywhere people can find you.
It's real simple, man. I'm the Heat Miser on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's DAHEATMIZER. And on Facebook, it's Marcus Devine. Working on the website right now. That's coming. So,
I
Okay.
just followed you on IG.
okay. I'm going to follow you
Um,
back.
any shows, man. I'm gonna be looking out for that. I love traveling and going to shows and going to concerts. Like all three of us do. So
Okay.
like we will absolutely come out, and I'm a driver, so
So, everybody in Cleveland,
yeah. Well, they're in Akron.
Akron?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Kat is in Akron, and he is in. You're in Cleveland. I mean, where are you
Detroit.
at, Jane?
Oh,
Because you're in Detroit, right?
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny because actually I'll be in Detroit next month. My son, my little boy, he's in a bowling tournament, and the
Oh,
tournament will be there.
okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hit me up, Tiff.
Okay.
I sure will.
Listen, man, we will absolutely keep up anytime that I can have you on the platform. Beth was on here too. Thank you, Beth. She just said beautiful interview. But anytime we can have you on the platform, if you feel like you need to get on to say something, say the word. Um, any of the platforms. So I mean, that being the
Okay.
entertainment plug, I do that on Saturdays. Um, and I've been doing the entertainment plug really about 6 years. So I mean, I have a lot of people on there.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, and I'm working to get my station launched. It's crazy because it's a number of people who want to do shows with the station now that they realize that I'm launching the station. But in all honesty, I really only launched it to be able to push to do my own platforms. Like I want to be
Wow.
the next Tom Taylor. I want it to be on my own station.
I'm
So
not mad at you, bro.
I'm just like we're launching a platform to be like a midday kind of a midday show, like a
Okay.
Monday through Friday type of thing. So
Okay.
that'll be the first thing that launches on the station, and Tentative launch is July. So the podcast network launched last July. So tentative launches this coming up July. But we pushing it, man. But I appreciate you for
Same
definitely
here.
coming on the platform.
And shout out to
We
Beth.
actually have Beth on the entertainment plug on Saturday, along with I got another artist on there as well. But I definitely appreciate you. And
Yeah,
Ron, thank you so much.
yeah,
Always.
yeah.
And yeah,
That's my guy, Ron. Everybody need a Ron, but I love
absolutely.
Ron.
Listen, listen.
He said it right.
Um, any kind of final words, man? Final comments?
No, just the single coming out. Greatest show on earth. Right now it's scheduled to come out March 12th.
Okay.
As of right now, but
Right, because
yeah,
I got you.
if any
I got
changes happen, you will know.
listen. I got you.
And I'm just excited about this record, man. I got Selena Johnson on it.
Yeah, I
Dave
Woo-wee.
heard
Hollister,
Wow.
she was still
Q
doing
Parker.
music because she had been doing the TV stuff.
Yeah, Q Parker from 112. Like the
Yeah,
record is, it's
Oh
Okay.
gonna be
my
crazy, man.
goodness.
yeah.
Ooh
I think it's
wee.
gonna be amazing. The single, man, is funny because I had all your information. I had your bio. I had everything.
Hmm.
And then I went on Facebook one day, and Ron had posted like a clip of the single or something. And when
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, like, what is this? Like, and I ended up sharing it to like all of the platforms,
Oh
like
wow!
in
Thank you,
that
man.
minute.
Thank you, man.
I'm like, oh, this is dope. Like, this is really, really dope. So
Thank you, bro.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm a music lover too, though.
Okay.
So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Whether it hits on the 12th or whether it's pushed back, I'm definitely looking for it. Um, and yeah, man, we got to get you back on the platform once you actually drop.
Any day, man. I
All
promise you.
right, all right, man. You have a good night.
Y'all too. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you
Yes,
very
sir.
much for being on
Bye.
our platform. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
You
Yes, sir.
too.
Listen, ladies, that was like that was dope.
I
Like
am
Yeah.
telling you what, cousin.
I get super excited like when we bring artists and stuff like that on. So I'm just like that was super super dope.
Mhm. He had a lot to talk about. He had a lot of
Yeah,
good
he did.
insight. Yeah, he's very well connected. I would like to hear more. I would like to have him on and hear more. I had a whole bunch more questions. I'm like, let me break it
Yeah,
down. Let's talk about escape. Let's talk about elite. Let's talk about silk. Let's talk about we could go on all day with him. So
yeah,
definitely gotta have him back on.
Because I
absolutely.
wanted to know, like, what was his experience of being with all the artists and everything. Um,
Yeah,
and how that went. Because I bet you. Oh, you're welcome, Katia.
Katia, you
Katia.
just in time. Your favorite time. We about to get into some hot
Katia.
topics,
We about to get
girl.
into the hot topics, baby, because I've been on it.
Ooh, wait.
listen, it's so much going on out there. It's another Diddy lawsuit. Um, the Wendy Williams thing like really got my heart right
Mhm. Mhm.
now.
Listen.
My heart is all over the place with this Wendy Williams thing because I just feel like it's so many people taking advantage.
It's
It's so
so
Yeah,
many
many
people
people
taking
taking
advantage,
advantage.
and I mean, obviously, everybody. I don't want to say grieves, but everybody deals with stuff in their own way.
different.
You can't
Yep,
really judge
different.
in terms of how people deal with it, but I just would not want to be on TV in that state.
Mhm. So yeah, let's get into Wendy Williams first because that's the hot topic of the week that everybody's talking about.
Mm.
So I'll kind of give our transcenders some background. So y'all know a queen of all media, Wendy Williams. And we kind of see her, transition from radio to TV, and then her having all these illnesses and being removed from her show and being replaced with Sherry Shepherd. So she ended up having a docu series by Lifetime coming out, and
Hmm.
with this docu series, we're seeing an inside look at really what's going on with her and how bad her condition is. So, she has been diagnosed with dementia and aphasia, and there is some talk, especially from her son, Kevin Jr., saying that it is alcohol induced. So we know Wendy Williams in the last few years was in and out of rehab for alcohol and drug
Drinking.
abuse. If you watched her movie on Lifetime, I had to start watching it this weekend. I have to finish it. And she was talking about how she always had the drug use throughout her career. So that's something that definitely probably affected her health. She also has the lymphedema in her legs and her feet, and
Yeah.
her feet are so swollen she can't even feel her feet anymore. She says she has maybe 15% feeling in her feet. So, just like Britney Spears, Wendy Williams was taken under conservatorship, but she wasn't taken with her family. They appointed someone. And it's come to find out the reason why she was appointed a an outsider as her guardian is they said the family had reckless spending. They said her son spent over $100,000 in Uber Eats alone in a year. And they were saying that her
Dang, I wish
sister.
I was his driver.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
So he did that, and that was Uber Eats just delivering food.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
sister, they were saying some mismanagement of funds with her sister, $2 million going missing. We know her husband, who was her longtime manager, they had a falling out before her show was canceled because he cheated on her and had an outside child. So now we're getting to see Wendy, and anyone who has worked with anybody with dementia, Alzheimer's, aphasia, anything of the mind, they are not who they once were. They cannot, and like James said, I do not feel the Wendy Williams that I know. I used to watch Wendy Williams every day.
Me too.
She would not want to be on there like that. Wendy didn't even
Mm-mm.
like being on camera if her wig wasn't right, or oh my, she would be fixing her clothes and
I
making
mean, like
sure.
to see her take her wig off with with Black China, like I just was like, that's not the Wendy,
That's not
Like,
the Wendy we know. But I did enjoy seeing that side of Black China,
oh yeah,
because a lot
absolutely.
of people
Yeah,
didn't know that they had a close relationship. And
yeah,
a
I
lot of
kind of
that
knew.
started when Black China was going against the Kardashians.
Yeah, I kind of
Um
knew
mhm,
because she had been Black China had been on her show a number of
mhm.
times,
Multiple
and they would
times.
when she came on the show, they would show pictures and talk. When
Mhm.
she was in town, she and Wendy would go out, and so I knew they had the relationship. I just was like, I think what kind of gets me is nobody seems to know where she is, and nobody can get to her, but Black China got to it.
Yeah, so they're saying the court appointed person is allowing certain things, and then they're saying the family is allowing certain things. So Wendy is spending her time with her family, but they technically have no authority over her. So that's why the conservator was trying to block this docuseries from coming out. So people are saying, is this a money grab from the family? What is this going? Because they Wells Fargo is the people that filed for Wendy to go under conservatorship, because they saw
Right.
her funds dwindling, and they
Mhm.
saw her having those episodes on her show. So they put a stop on her funds and placed somebody for conservatorship. So she has her niece that used to be on the show with her, that helps her
Yeah.
out a lot, and she told her, she looked at her and said, I really wish you could get some lipo.
Yeah.
Did you
Yep.
see
She
that?
sure
She told her
did.
that. And people don't
Sure
realize,
did.
like, unless you've been around someone who has dealing with that, you don't know how mean they can get. You don't know
You should. I
how
tell you,
they'll
baby.
say whatever first thing that come in their head. And sometimes it just be they don't even know what they're saying. A lot of times Wendy, she just spaced out, and I mean, you don't even know what she's saying. I don't even feel comfortable barely watching it. It's like cringy to me watching it. I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, watching a little bit, because it's like I love Wendy. Don't nobody want to see her like that, and I know for dang sure she wouldn't want to be on there like that.
Absolutely.
So, what are you guys
It was
feeling? Tiff, how you
uncomfortable.
feel about Wendy Williams?
I saw it on. It actually came through my feed. And I went on there because what got me, well, they said that they were saying that she was having thyroid eye disease, and that's why her eyes was bulging out like that. And then because my friend had told me, something was going on with Wendy. Did I see it? And I'm like, no, but then it had came through my feed, and then I had shared it to him, and I'm just like, this is crazy. She's sitting there in her own home. Her niece came in and was talking to her and everything, and then I'm noticing like how she was talking, how she was interacting with her, and everything, how she wasn't remembering. And I'm like, dang, she got dementia. Is you serious? Yeah. And it's just actually sad. They are, trying to give her dignity, you know what I'm saying, by still wearing the wigs, trying to look good and everything, still trying to wear the makeup and everything. Because if it's like you just said, it's just sad. And especially sad when you
Yeah,
see your own loved one go through it, just like my grandmother, y'all's aunt.
yeah,
And like you said, they get to say anything. And then that baby, when I sit here and tell you, Big Mom be saying all kinds of stuff. I
yeah,
mean, letting it
Yeah.
roll. And
yeah.
unfortunately, it's like the major stuff that she say, I'm the only one that's there listening. And then I go back and tell mom, this, hey, she ain't say that. She ain't say. I'm like, you don't know.
Right,
Yes, she did.
right.
She
Yeah,
said it.
no,
Like,
really.
I like
But
Katia's comment. I like Katia's comment.
Yeah,
She just
yeah,
let's look at her
yeah,
comment. She said, well, she wasn't always a nice person. I don't think she deserves this, but I don't know how karma works.
yeah, I think
Definitely.
she definitely doesn't deserve it. In my
Yeah.
heart, I don't feel like karma works that way. That
no,
she has dementia because of how she treated people. I
Hmm.
think that definitely, and when you start thinking of karma, I think that speaks to how family is treating her. I think it
Hmm.
speaks to, obviously how the outside world is treating her, and she doesn't really have, like she said herself, she don't have no friends, and
Hmm.
there's nobody really
No,
coming to
nobody.
her and see how she's
Right.
doing and see about her and that sort of thing. I feel like that's where the karma comes in. That, but
yeah,
we are all prone to dementia. I mean, like y'all know, it clearly runs on our side of the family because every aunt
clearly.
has had it.
Hmm.
So Tiffany, you and I are in the line of fire. Cat too,
But let
but
me tell y'all what, you guys, us three right here. No, no, no. This is real
yeah,
serious
I'm with,
talk
I'm with Katia.
because
But
y'all
I just,
notice this. Notice this.
I'm
Kat,
sorry.
your mom, James, your dad, my mom, Pam, all of them. Nobody in that generation is majorly sick.
Yeah,
Y'all hear what I say? They are going. But us, our generation, I had cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, hypoglycemia, all of it. James, lupus,
yeah,
and ain't no telling whoever else, and Tia, her back issues and everything. Like that our generation is messed up. We effed up.
yeah.
Right.
I
I
knew that's.
know.
They
I knew that wasn't
kicking
what
it.
you meant, Katia. I knew you didn't mean the dementia part of it. The only reason why I spoke on
Yeah,
that part, only reason I spoke on that part too, was because
yeah,
People
Tia.
people were saying
I
that
can't
that
think
was
of
her
her name right
karma,
now, but a
and this is what
comedian
I
was just
feel
on.
like you guys said, it's
Yeah,
the embarrassment and just not having people around.
yeah,
Right,
When you climbing to the top and you stepping on people along the way, that's not you're gonna be lonely. And the thing
right.
is, when you don't know when you're gonna need people, you don't know when you need somebody. And
Yep.
she cut
True
off a lot of
story.
family members, and especially with her husband. A lot of times when you hear about these stars that their husband is their manager, they be cutting them off from everybody. And especially if there's some kind of abuse going on, mental abuse, they're driving a wedge. And she said that. She said Kevin kind of came in there and
Took
drove a
over.
wedge between all of them. Let's not forget
Yeah,
how he drove a wedge between her and Charlemagne.
yeah,
yeah,
Because let's
yep,
not forget, Charlemagne's got his start as Wendy's sidekick on her show.
yep.
That's where we
Sure
were
did.
first introduced to Charlemagne.
Sure did.
So,
Sure did.
it's crazy because all them years Charlemagne had put out on the Breakfast Club how he wanted to reconcile with her, how he loves Wendy, he want to be back in her life, and he, hate to see this for her, but he never really got the chance. So it's just interesting that a lot of people are coming out and supporting her, saying,
mhm,
"I know Wendy, and she wouldn't want to be on there like that." You
Right,
know.
right.
So yeah,
yeah,
that
No,
is
ma'am.
crazy. We're gonna keep watching the story. I'm gonna keep watching the docu-series. As long as it's out. The conservator is trying to get the rest of the episodes blocked. So it'll be interesting to see. Because it's the first time we're seeing something like this in real time. With the Britney Spears docu-series, we saw that after the conservatorship ended. So it's a little different. But
like I don't
definitely
see them actually. I don't see them actually being successful with getting it blocked. And I mean, I get that they're trying to get it blocked, but
mhm.
I think that's
The
because
ship's already sailed.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that part.
I don't know. Carisha done got on here.
Oh
She
Lord.
loved Wendy. Everybody loves Wendy. And the thing is,
Right.
she, as shady as she was, she provided us with a lot of valuable information, you
I
know.
mean, but she also Yamanika Sanders, that's the comedian that was on live today, and she was talking about this very thing. And at the end of the day, yeah, she was like that. She was like that shock reporter, and she was, she was doing the hot topics and all that. But it's not like she was making up stuff and just coming up with stuff out of the blue. She
And
was
that's
talking
and
about
Right.
that's the
stuff
thing.
already out there that people were trying to hide, and she found it out.
Wendy
Right.
has been blackballed. Wendy has been fired. Wendy has never
Yeah,
been sued. Wendy has never been had to make a retraction or anything. Anything Wendy said was the truth. And let's
right.
not forget, because we're gonna segue into our next story. She was the first person to publicly say accusations against Sean Diddy Combs back in the day when she was a
Mm.
Yeah.
radio. When she was a radio, a lot of people don't. A lot of people know Wendy from TV. When Wendy was in radio and she was working in New York, she was the hottest, hottest, hottest. She
Mhm.
had people on air talking about what was going on at them Diddy parties. Let's not forget Corinne Steffens, Superhead. She made these allegations that at those parties, especially those white parties that we would always see, all those people, they would always have these accusations of essays and
Uh-huh.
assaults and all kind of things. So let's go ahead and segue into Diddy Watch. We've been we've been having Diddy Watch for a
I
little
can't,
minute because it's just
can't
more and
stand you,
more.
Diddy Rap.
It's just more and more with Diddy. It just seemed like every week is stuff coming out. Right now, his children, Justin Combs and things, they are coming out with their own statements regarding his accusations and saying are having to come out because it's getting in between their business. A lot of them, act, model, have brand deals, and they're having to come out and say, I'm not in this. I'm not a part of this. These allegations are false. But every week it seemed like it's a new allegation. So what do you guys think about the new allegations? Do you guys know about what's going on now, what he's being accused of?
You talking about the guy?
Yes, so it is
I
some
just think
accusations not only against him, but now we got Carisha Please in there. We got Young Miami actually getting dragged into litigation.
that. Wait a minute.
What?
You
Okay, so go back because I had
Oh,
cut out for a second. So what was the what's the
you
new
got
accusations
you
down on
you
Diddy?
up to speed because I'm gonna keep it all the way funky with you. I know about I know about the I know about the latest story as far as the guy who has been making the accusations, but
mhm.
I also know that when when they sent for response from his lawyer, the lawyer won't respond or hasn't responded. So that's looking like that could be kind of shaky or whatever. And I know that included Stevie J
Mhm.
and somebody else too. But I didn't know about the Carisha piece, the Carisha piece, and all of that stuff. So you got to catch us up.
Ooh, we see the girls in the comments going crazy for this. So let me get y'all up to speed.
Oh, we
So
got some structure now, Carisha. Don't play with us. We got some structure now. All right.
Now, okay, so go back to what happened because I had cut out.
Okay, so we have a new accuser that was working under Diddy. This is a male accuser this time. And
Mhm.
he is not only coming with accusations, he's coming with receipts, recordings, pictures,
What?
phone records, and all type of things. He is alleging that he not only Diddy assaulted him, SA'd him, and sexually harassed him, grabbed him, groped him, took pictures of him. He is also alleging that he has some harassment from Stevie J, and that he has
Uh-huh.
some recordings of some videos of Stevie engaging in some sexual intercourse with another male. So, where Young Miami comes in is because he had a close relationship with her cousin, a male cousin of hers who was in her camp. And they are saying that this male cousin also essayed this man and sexually harassed him. And he has some evidence in there. So now they're bringing in Diddy, Stevie J, and Carisha Please into all of this. And this is someone that was well connected within the last few years. And so let's not forget when Young Miami was getting into it with Diddy's side girl, he had a side girl, an Asian girl named Gina. She told the girl, this is before all the allegations dropped. She told his side chick, Stop talking to me, because if I wanted you on your knees, Diddy would have made you. I would
Damn.
Diddy would have had you on your
Not the
knees for
major.
me. He would have
I do
made you.
remember,
Let's keep in mind now, those were the words made, not influence, not
quite honestly, that's why
she
people.
said that.
I'm
Quite,
not.
Carisha. She said,
quite
baby,
Listen,
I
honestly,
I'm
got
about
my
to get my popcorn.
popcorn.
quite
Look,
honestly, that's why people need to shut the fuck up so
I'm
much.
about to get my popcorn popping right now.
So,
I'm about to say, cuz,
do you
damn,
remember
did
she
you
said that?
listen? Did you used to live with him? Because because I'm
Hmm.
like, wait, what?
I do remember she
Yes.
said that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, she argued with the girl and said, I Diddy would have had you on your knees, if he would have made you get on your knees if I told him to. So shut your mouth, because you know what go on here. So she already alluded, because remember, we were saying we didn't know how deep Young Miami was in on this. We didn't know, what she had going on. Was she in the what was they calling the freak offs?
Yeah.
Look at my sister Carisha. Yes,
Oh,
okay.
damn.
I will not call her Carisha. Carisha, please, because that's what we be calling her. Um, yeah, she is not
Oh
worthy
my
of
God.
being my namesake.
Your family. Your
I
family.
know that's right. But the funny thing is, growing up, I never had met another person named Carisha. And now I'm meeting so many Carishas. It's insane. Like, I had a nurse and she walked in and she had her little thing on. She said, "Hi, I'm Carisha." I said, "Girl." I said, "Let me see your name tag." I said, "And with a K." It was with a K. I said, "Okay, Carisha." Hmm.
I can't take your people. Man, y'all
But
That
people.
right.
yeah, so
Them your
yeah,
people.
so we have these allegations from him. Stevie J has said he's not involved. And there is also a porn star that has taken credit for the alleged sex tape that was produced.
Wow.
So even though this man is coming with receipts, we've already had one of the receipts proven as false.
Hmm.
So he's suing for $30 million. And they're saying that all the accusers that are coming for Diddy, all the accusations are being thoroughly investigated. So, because of the Cassie thing, that started
Right.
the ball rolling. He has a few lawsuits. So now they're saying that there's a whole squad, a whole team that is investigating Diddy in every allegation. So they're not even dismissing anything. They're investigating everything. So we have him. We still have a lawsuit from a mystery woman that worked with Diddy. So he has all these problems. So he recently came out and said that all these accusations are false and that he is a victim of cancel culture. So he's now saying that he thinks it's not fair. He's saying he's going from last year, he was getting honors and legendary icon
You ain't getting
awards, and
another
then
damn thing now.
yeah, so they said he said he's been blackballed. He says he's been taken off of all these different companies. He's had to take his name off of stuff. His money is just, they
You
say
know
it's
what?
just plummeting.
It's nothing.
When I tell you, and it's not like I know anything more than anybody else. Um, I just can't really have sympathy because I mean I've seen how mean he could be to people and the stuff that he's
Hmm.
done, and
Hmm.
it's been a lot of stuff that has been done throughout the years that just was
Hmm.
not necessary,
Yeah.
and
We all
it
watched
just,
Making the Band.
and
Yes. Yes.
it's even worse
That
though.
used to be one of my favorite shows.
But it's even worse though when you had your struggles of coming into this business and you had to do XYZ to finally make it in, and then you get
Yep.
in, then you do the
Yep.
same to the people that's trying to come up behind you. And I'm not saying that he hasn't helped some people and
Mhm.
done some amazing things for many of the artists who are out here, but he done did some bad too.
He's
And
done a lot of bad.
Yeah,
you know,
he has.
and karma come back around. Katia, let's talk about this karma stuff, baby.
Katia,
Like
she said it best.
karma
Hmm.
will come back around and bite you in your ass. Like you can't
Well,
you can't just be doing dumb shit to
to
people.
people, you
Like
can't. You
why?
cannot.
Hmm.
Why? So I
Just
don't.
think about it. If Biggie Smalls was still alive,
He probably wouldn't even still be with
baby,
anymore
Yeah,
because
he would have had
I
a.
don't think
there's
he
so
would
many
be even.
stories. And from what I hear, he was trying to get out of there anyway.
That
But
was another
I
thing.
mean,
And so
obviously, we'll never know. But
So do you guys think that? And like I don't know. I may be thinking too much into that, but the way he was killed, I know Diddy was his, right hand, but y'all kind of got some doubt in that.
And
I
see,
mean, I
see,
don't
and
know,
that's something that the man, a lot of one of
because
the
now I'm listening to
a
all
lawsuit
this.
accuser is actually saying that Diddy had a hand in these multiple murders. That
Oh
he's
my
had a
God.
hand in multiple murders, and he had something to do with. Not saying he was the
And be
mastermind.
clear to everybody that's watching. Be clear that that stuff is alleged. We can't.
Alleged. This is
Yeah,
all
that's just a
And,
alleged,
legend. It's
and
not proven
this is
until
all things that
in
you
my
can.
heart, I don't feel like he had nothing to do with it. But you never know
You
people, bro.
never know.
just
You never
listening
know
to all,
people.
just that's what I'm saying. Just listening to all of this as it's going on. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, I may be, feeding too much in it, but
I
man,
can see what I'm talking
See,
about,
Katia
right? And I
said
can
she
see it.
think
She
he's
gonna
a.
get to the bottom of it.
She said she thought that back
I
then,
see.
back in the day.
really, T. So I know I ain't tripping in. T on my side,
Listen,
yeah.
and I will say one thing about Katia. Katia has some discernment from the Lord. She knows she could look at somebody and she be like, "Girl, that's not your friend." And then I'm like, "That's my best friend." And 2 years later, I'm like, "Girl, that girl was not my friend." So if my sister said it's something there, oh no, it might be a little. Like I said, I don't think maybe he was the trigger man or the person that
Right,
you about
right,
to kill him. But I think
right.
sometimes we put things in motion. Sometimes we have a conversation with somebody that set them off and we know what they're gonna do. We send them to do
Period.
our dirty work. So I feel like it was
Period.
something in there. And there's been so many things. And let's not forget, Kid Cudi, he told Kid Cudi, "I'ma blow your car up." 2 days later, he said he's sitting in the house, feet up, chilling, car
All of a
explode.
sudden, boom.
Like
Sure did.
what kind of that's not a coincidence. So that's we gonna continue with the Diddy watch. Look, Risha said Katia be knowing. Katia be knowing, I'm saying, man, for real. Um
Yeah,
so yeah, we'll continue with Diddy Watch, but it's all falling down. The fall of Bad Boy right now, it's just it sucks.
Diddy
Every
like
empire has to fall, and like Tiff was saying, we used to all watch them making a band back in the day. Ain't no reason you was putting them people through all that shit. Ain't no reason they had to walk across the bridge to go get cheesecake and all that. You was just making them people suffer. Them girls was passing out trying to be on Danny Kane. He had L'Oreal dang near
Yeah,
pulling her
yeah,
hair out, talking about boom cat.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I remember
L'Oreal.
all that.
yes.
L'Oreal was my girl. I like
We
L'Oreal.
love L'Oreal Gibson. That's a real one right there. I know Katia used to watch her
Or
closely because
L'Oreal.
y'all know she does dancing, and
Yeah,
Katia would be right
L'Oreal gets
there learning them a boom cat them 8 counts. So we go like I said, we gonna watch and see what's going on with Diddy and the fall of Bad Boy. So let's get into some more of these hot topics. We have Portia Williams divorcing her husband Simon.
what?
Woo!
Lord, you finna
Y'all know what? Now let me
listen.
tell you something.
Talk to y'all.
I don't be up on a hot topic like I used to, but baby, that one right there, my fingers was hurting.
Ooh, wait, it was just story after story after story with Portia,
After,
and Portia Williams now, because
yeah,
she
Portia
changed her
Williams.
name. She has officially changed her name on Instagram. She is back, Portia
Portia
Williams.
Williams.
I do not know how to say their last name, so I'm gonna refrain from messing it up.
Yeah,
But yeah, so she has not only filed the paperwork for the divorce, she has done something very interesting that has people scratching her head, which is she is asking the judge, James, don't be laughing. She is requesting that the judge uphold the prenup. So she is asking them, I want the prenup to be enforced, which means all of our money stays separate. She don't want no
period.
money from him. She don't want no companies, no cars. The only monetary thing she asked for was for him to pay her legal fees. So a lot of people, they call Portia a gold digger. This man has all this money. He has all this land, businesses, and things, and she's saying, I don't want nothing to do with that. So how do y'all feel about that? Do y'all think it's something ain't clean in the milk? Something.
I think
Head to the floor.
And
because
she has
because
introduced that
y'all
she's doing.
know
Well, you know what? Here's my thing.
I'm not gonna say a whole lot. I'm sorry, Tim. I'm not gonna say a whole bunch because I just I do have some thoughts. I do think that I think there's a reason behind her not wanting to have anything to do with any of that stuff because I just think that the average woman, like if like I think the average woman will want what's due to her.
I
If
want it
she
all.
I think she would want it all, but I think that that speaks to maybe how he got some of that stuff, and I think it speaks to
She
I ain't
said
messing.
she used that good African man.
I'm not messing with you, Carisha. But anyway,
He's a good man,
I
Carisha.
think it speaks to how maybe how he got some of that stuff, and maybe she thinks that something is going to come of it down the line, and she don't want to
Hmm.
be attached to it. Maybe that has something to do with it. But I just think that look, they never. I think this is the judge. This is the judgmental. This is the judgmental side of it. I just think that they never should have been together, and this is mine. I just
Hmm.
think that they never should have been together. If they had gotten together, they never should have gotten married.
Hmm.
And I just think that she's desperate, as a lot of people are. Like a lot of people want to be in relationships. Like she like, ooh. I mean, I'm not. It's, I was gonna say I'm not saying it in a bad way, but it's not really a way that you can say it and it not be a bad way. But I'm just saying, like a lot of people are desperate for relationships. Like people lonely as fuck out here. So it's like she want a man. She obviously want a man with some money, and he came along. It was for the clout. I got you,
Hmm.
Carisha. I agree. I do definitely think that it was for the clout, and I think the
Hmm.
shit backfired on her. And she
Yeah.
realized that he ain't no citizen, and all this other stuff. So now she want a divorce. I just think
Hmm.
that had you really taken the time to get to know him, then you probably would have found out a lot of this stuff before you wasted your time getting married to somebody. And listen, I can't never let go of the fact that she was all confused and shit about the Underground Railroad. Like that shit ain't gonna never go.
And the
And
sad part
you
is her
know how
her
long ago it was.
grandfather it was a civil rights leader.
And I'm just like, for who your grandfather was, like you ain't doing shit for the legacy, baby. Like you really not. But you ain't doing the damn thing for the legacy, and that's not trying to be mean or nothing like
He
that.
said,
But
"Pass the comment to plate."
her granddaddy might come back and smack the shit out of her because like this is like crazy as shit.
I cannot
But
believe that.
I
I be
mean,
watching that clip all the time. She like, so where the railroad at? Where they got to get on and off to the railroad. So where is the station? They didn't hear the train going in the middle of the night.
listen, don't do that.
That's
Please
how
don't do
Peggy
that.
that was looking at her like.
Oh, I cannot hear you. I have not listened
Well,
to
if you guys look back, if you guys look back,
thank
if we
you, Carisha.
will, to
Yes.
where on the Real Housewives, they went to his house. She hold friends with the girl. Let me tell you what. Every
Fallon.
mo- every bitch got an agenda. You are at my house now. You might have been fully,
Oh, she got
clothes or whatever
the
in the
tip is
swimsuit,
about the holiest you gonna find, and she got tip cussing. Go ahead.
but this dude
I know
sitting
you
in the background, sitting in the background, watching them swim, playing everything, just looking at her, shaking her booty with her. And then you sit up here, them two is going through mental just the most. Then you sit up here and marry this whole man. No, because you and this whole man been kicking it. Y'all been was intimate. Y'all been was going out. Cause y'all remember she kept talking about she was getting all these gifts and stuff. This was in the next season.
Uh-huh.
And she kept talking about this mysterious man, and she was calling
Uh-huh.
him. She called him daddy or something. That was him the whole time. That was
Yeah.
him. But baby girl, you didn't do your research on him. You
You didn't do
sitting up
your
here
research.
so thirsty for
Hmm.
this man. and all the house that they had, that you never did your research, and then all of this is coming up that he was denied the states. How many times?
It was a
How many
few
times
times. It was a few times that he's been denied.
I didn't
he's
And
been
know.
denied?
this was
Then
one of
you
the
went
last ones, because what happens is when they deny your citizenship, they go back and look at your green card that you're on and say, "Hey,
exactly
if we're not giving him permanent, how did he get this temporary?" So then
Right.
your whole green card and your status and everything you hold in America comes into question. So
Yeah.
I
right.
definitely
He's
think
sitting
that,
up
but
here, done got in trouble for all kinds of frauds,
fraud,
identification frauds,
embezzlement, multiple marriages, wire fraud,
multiple.
criminal theft, all kind of things.
You so
Um
idiot. You on social media talk
Social
about
media.
having an African wedding, so you came out like you really in Africa, dancing to the music and carrying on. Then you have your regular wedding. You know what? Like, to come to find out that your man ain't really who he say he is. It's just by one. I'm just glad they ain't had no baby together. That really would have been a catastrophe right
him
there.
or his wife that he was married to before her, she had four different kids with four different baby dads, but she didn't have one with him. And the reason they got divorced, not only was he doing whatever he was doing, he had cameras at the house and she was sneaking in. What was the dude? Was he, I forget, he worked for them. I don't know if he was the pool cleaner or he was the dog walker or
Yeah,
something,
I
but she
heard.
ended up
Yeah,
getting pregnant by him. And Portia came in and swooped. She's like, "Oh, you ain't doing what you supposed to be doing with your man. I take him off your hands." But this what I tell people. And from me being in a long term relationship for a long time that I was, people will look at your situation and with rose colored glasses and be like, "Oh, he treats you so nice. He's got all this money." And then
as the
want what you
whole
have. They
snakes.
don't know what you really dealing with. They don't know the ins
Period,
and outs
friend.
and stuff. And
Hip
it look
fuck.
it
Oh,
look
excuse
good.
me.
It look good from the
God.
outside, but when you get in it, it's like, "Oh shit, wait a minute."
Period.
So I think she
Period.
had one of those moments. But the crazy thing is, 2 weeks ago they were on vacation and they were making posts saying, "I'm gonna stay by my man's side, and this the one for me right here, and this and that." And it's just so crazy because what happened that quick? In between that time is when he got denied that citizenship. So we
Yep.
have a lot of people speculating that they are doing this divorce in the way that a lot of people divorce each other when it's money issues, because if he's having questions about his money, they're kind of doing severing that tie so nothing goes back on her. Because like we know, Portia has
Right.
her own money. Portia
Yes, she
has
does.
her she has her go naked hair. She worked for
Right.
Dish Nation for 5 years.
Nope.
She's
And
been
she got
employed
the
with the
mattress.
housewives.
She got
She's
the
have multiple businesses and things. So I think she's trying to salvage not only her money, but I think she's trying to salvage her reputation as well, because she
yeah.
has came
She
back
has
to the
to.
housewives after she. I'm not saying a reputation as I mean, everybody calling her homewrecker. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I'm married to a scammer. I don't want to be married to no. It was cool when she was married to the rich African, but being
Right.
married to a African scammer, ain't
Scammer.
nobody trying to marry. Ain't nobody trying to marry. What they be saying? I am the Nigerian prince, and I need you to send me $500 to get out of jail. I didn't got them emails before, so nobody
I
want
have
no
to.
African scammer.
I
So
have to.
yeah, so it'll be interesting to see with her returning. We have her returning. There is a rumor that Kim Zolciak, aka
It's
Win,
returning.
Win.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Sheree was pulling on that.
Yeah.
She said I ain't pull it. I just shifted it a little bit. We got Kim coming back, and this is hot off her separation and divorce. She's going through a divorce with Corey, and
Yeah.
her and Corey had all this money. And remember, he swept her off her feet and took her around
Yep.
Big Papa,
Yeah. Big
cause,
Papa.
cause she had Big Papa was paying them bills.
So enough
But
was.
and Corey put all them babies. Um, and what cousin Jimmy talking about?
Did you send the money? Nope.
James.
I ain't got nothing to say. Y'all
He
ain't got
said he
Did you
said you
send
reserved
the?
room and
I'm trying to
board, yet you
salvage
didn't
a
come.
reputation. What kind of reputation did she have? Now,
I'm just saying, I wouldn't want people to think that, like, it's cool when your man got bands, but it ain't cool when he coming out with fraud and he about to get deported. Now that ain't cool. So I think she's just trying to separate from that. So it'll be interesting to see. Now they have not started filming. They need to send a camera crew over to her house ASAP. ASAP, ASAP,
Well,
ASAP. We need to see
isn't
this
it
in
rumors
real
talking
time.
about? Isn't it rumors talking about? I think Candy is talking about leaving.
Candy is leaving. Marlo said she was not asked back as a regular. She was asked as a friend to the show. Sheree is going to be a friend to the show. She's not going to have a peach. Drew Sidora will be on the show, but we do not
Yes,
know whether
right.
she will be holding a peach or if she got
Or
downgraded
she.
to friend of the show. We don't know yet. But it's coming out day by day who all is coming. They have not released an official cast list. So it'll be interesting to see. I know people were excited. I really want
Well,
Nene back.
Marlo
I want the
shouldn't
queen
even.
back.
Marlo shouldn't even been on there in the first damn place holding the
Marlo, they
peace.
should
For
have kept her
what?
as a friend to the show. She cool to
Yeah,
come
they
on the
should
little
have.
trips every now and then, but she wasn't never really somebody I was checking for like that. I want the
Right,
originals back. I want Kim, Nene,
honey.
Candy,
Drew,
Sheree, Cynthia. Like bring back Lethal
Nene,
Wolf.
that was my
I don't
girl.
even care at this point. Bring back the old people that had it popping because
Yes.
it be getting a little stale sometimes
I
without,
think I stopped that season. I want to say I stopped that season. Maybe I think it was either be season 11 or 13 or
I
something like
don't
that. It
know.
was after even Marcel,
Yeah,
when she
Eva
was
kind of
on
got on there, and it just was some people that I felt like wasn't a good
Peach.
fit
Like,
for me, so I didn't
yeah,
watch it. So this one coming up, like I always loved Portia. I wish they would bring Phaedra on there. I like when Portia and Phaedra was big booty friends and they was sneaking and
yeah.
doing stuff. That was funny to me. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on the cast and we'll definitely
Phaedra was
talk
a
about that.
she was a character too, honey.
Phaedra was a character. They got
With
her
that,
over on Married to Medicine. They said is she Married to Medicine or Potomac? She on one of the other shows causing havoc over there. They said
and
she be having
she,
her big hats on and throwing shade. Looking at people. Oh well, I love Phaedra because Phaedra insult you without you knowing. She be like, oh, bless your heart. She hit you
yeah,
with one of them. You be like, wait a minute.
that's
Am I am
southern.
I am I the idiot? The idiot? Like
That's the
what's going on?
southernness.
So yeah, we'll
That's the
keep
southernness.
watching that. Those were really the biggest hot topics. Y'all want some more or y'all want one more? Or what's up?
Yeah, let's do one more. Two more.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw one in there that I haven't seen a lot of people talking about. So it was just Chili's birthday from TLC. Then
Okay.
James shouted her out.
Okay,
Yes.
so I was 13. I know some of y'all. Listen, I'm not the only one. I was 13.
Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine is what Phaedra was on. Okay,
Oh,
so I was just wondering. You
Married
was
to
like
medicine.
medicine.
Yeah, I
look,
was
He
literally
look,
needs
looking it
some
up.
you know
medicine.
when people be in their feelings, I was finna say, Carisha, you putting my business out there? Like, like what we talking about?
He needs some medicine. He ain't right. The boy ain't right. But
I probably do. But
go ahead, James.
I was 13. I was in love with Chili. She was the first one. At some point or another, I was in love with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Chili was first. She had my heart first.
Mm-hmm.
T-Boz had me next because I remember when she first came out about the sickle cell, and she had been
Right.
for a long time. And like in one of the magazines, it might have been Right On or Black Beat or something. Like they had given fans an address where they could send her a letter if they wanted to send her a letter, and I sent a letter, and they sent me something back. Ooh, I thought I was shit. I was like, ooh, T-Boz. Listen. So then, at some point or another, left eye crept in there, but I just liked the bad girl image that she had. Until she threw them sneakers in the tub and set them on fire, she was kind of my road dog too. But then when she did that, I was like, oh, she gonna burn my house down. So I
That
can't.
made me love her the most.
Mm.
You know me. I like to get a
I
little
got scared after
crazy.
that. But listen, they are the dopest. She turned 53 yesterday, was it?
Gorgeous.
They are the dopest.
Was it
Gorgeous. I'm
yesterday
looking
or
at her
was it? It
right
might have been
now.
the day
She
before.
turned 53. I think she's amazing. She has been like the perfect model of health. and like really, take
Right.
care of yourself. And I think it's dope. Happy birthday, Chili. A lot of birthdays lately. Where can't go? A lot of birthdays lately. Let's see that. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta come
He
out.
always disappearing. Good grief.
Hey,
Cat
we
just
all got our
refuses
technical
to stay
issues to
on with us.
bear. Okay.
It's been a lot of birthdays lately though. Tasha Smith and Cedra Smith, they was today.
Hmm. Yes, the twins. Love
Yeah.
them. Love
And they,
them.
I mean, they are just beautiful, like inside and out.
Who is that?
Tasha Smith and her sister, they're twins.
From Why Did I Get Married? The loud one. On Why Did I Get Married? And she like boom at the table. And
She's
she
a
tells,
twin?
yes, she's a twin. You never saw her twin? Beautiful. She does.
I
She
can't
did.
even imagine her loud self having a twin, both of
Yeah,
them.
her sister did some Broadway acting, I think, and some other roles. But yeah, they look just alike. Her sister just has her head shaved.
Yeah,
So
identical
that's
twins.
literally the only
Wow.
difference. Like I bet she gets stopped. She says that she gets stopped so often because people think she's her sister. Now I get stopped just from me looking like them girls, my sisters. I can't
Uh-huh.
imagine having a twin.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, so it was her birthday. But yeah, so it was Chili's birthday with her turning 53, and she has a new boyfriend, a new romance. She is in a
Hmm.
relationship with Matthew Lawrence. Now, if
Uh-huh.
anybody remembers him, he is a heartthrob from the 90s.
Yes.
He was on Boy Meets World, and his
Yep.
Hmm.
brother is Joey Lawrence. Don't y'all remember
Yeah.
Yep.
Whoa?
Yep.
Um, so
Fine.
yeah, she's in a relationship with him. He is 9 years her junior. So she got a little,
Mhm.
a little cougar in her. So they have been together, I think, for it's coming up on a year that they're being together. So a lot of people are like, especially people that love the 90s, Chili and then
I
Matthew
did.
Lawrence together is like, woo, like that's like 90s fever over here. And I really like them together. They do a lot of dancing, they do a lot of vacay, they have a lot of fun, they do a lot of stuff on social media.
Mhm.
So recently people were all under their comments talking about Usher because Usher made some comments about their previous relationship. So both of them came out and was saying, we're not here for that. We're focused on our relationship. So with her birthday, she got posted. I'm not sure what blog posted her. Might have been the Shade Room. I'm not sure. But under the blog, they said, "Oh, Matthew Lawrence finally got him some chocolate." So everybody like, "Ooh, he got some chocolate. He got some chocolate." And so Chili came out and said, "Well, actually, caramel. I'm
Yeah, I
caramel."
saw that.
And so people were like, "Well, no, we're just saying, because you're black, he got, got a taste for chocolate. That's just something, people say. You got chocolate fever." And she would just she doubled down on it. She said, "No, I'm just this dark because we're vacationing, I'm tanning, I'm laying out in the sun, but my complexion is really caramel. So I don't really like people calling me chocolate." So people took that as me and her being coloristic and anti-black. So, what do you
I
guys
just,
think about those comments?
I just think that people should just stay in it, like the girl alone. Like, I
Hmm.
just like. I think that people make something out of nothing. Like, just stay in your part. Like,
I
why
think
not?
she's just making it something out of nothing. Girl, just let them people have their fun. You know what the hell color you are. I mean, Jesus Christ. He got him some
I agree.
chocolate. You
I agree
look,
with that too. I agree with that
huh?
too. I said I agree with you too. She should have just left it alone.
I mean, it's almost like you just wanted to have something to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm Karma. Listen, let me tell you what, honey. We are all African American. When you fill out a damn application, you have to put up your ethnic background is African American. It don't say shit about a caramel. It don't say shit about a damn almond. No, it says African American. You black. Stop it. You at the end of the
What
day
you
know
think?
what color you
What you
are.
think?
You just want something to say. I love you, chili girl, but honey, look, you got the finest little white boy in town. I used to love Boy Meets World,
Hmm.
and just take it as such, girl.
Yeah.
Look, that irritates my nerves.
I I definitely see both sides of it. I just always
I do
come from a
too.
place of we black people, we black, we brown, we,
Right.
if somebody if another person from another race look at you, they're gonna be like, oh, that's a black girl, that's a brown girl,
Mhm.
that's some chocolate. Oh, he like a
Mhm.
bite of chocolate. Like that's a common thing to say. If
Mhm.
somebody's dating somebody black, oh, they got some chocolate.
Exactly.
So look at Jimmy talking about maybe he's allergic to chocolate.
Wow. Them your
Listen,
folks.
yeah,
Them your
that's
folks.
that's hilarious. But see, sometimes people, and I do know people that date outside their race, they date white men, and a lot of them are sometimes scared to label themselves as black. Sometimes they like to say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm mixed, I'm biracial, oh, I'm coffee," or they try to give. So it's like I do
Coffee is
understand people
black.
being a. I do understand people being offended by that, but I also grew up not knowing about colorism and stuff like that. Like I didn't know
Right.
about colorism growing up. Like me and all my
Yeah, me
sisters
either.
are light, but we have a variation. Like we used to be calling Katia blackie back in the day. We like, huh, you're blackie, like you're the dark one. Like we thought that was just like, I don't know. We didn't
Katia,
take it as
Katia should,
it took me
Katia
going to
should have beat
school.
the hell out of
You said shut up. Right. That's why I said she should have. Yeah, and she did. She beat me up. But it took me going to
Katia,
school.
I know you still on there. You should have beat the hell out of them.
Oh, I got my many beatings from Katia until I realized at 11 we was looking each other's dead in the eye, and I said no more.
And now you,
Katia,
um,
nah, not
no, but
Katia.
the thing about it is, and the thing is, we are pretty much the only dang near light skinned ones in the family. So I don't know why we even said that. Like our whole family brown.
right,
So,
right.
but I did not. I grew up not understanding the connotations between skin tone and light skin privilege and dark skin privilege, and people dying because of the hue, not just the color,
Yes.
the hue of their skin, the darkness, the melanin. And once I realized that, I said, damn, what I thought I knew or how I grew up. Once you realize that something is wrong, that's like when white people be wearing blackface. You may not have knew that
Mm.
that was crazy. You may have thought, oh, I want to be Lil Wayne for Halloween. Let me paint my face black. Once you realize, hey, that hurts people. Then it's like, okay, now I'm just being. So that's why I'm like, was it? It did feel a little anti-black. It did feel a little. Well, I'm not, kind of distancing herself.
Yeah,
And I was like, dang. It was like, dang, Chili during Black History Month.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
so
Now
that was just
now
some.
that's a different spin on it. Not when you say that, I could see where people might kind of be up in arms now. When you obviously mentioned Black History Month.
And Chili was always a really beautiful brown skinned
No,
woman.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
I
she got
just
me first.
but I think a lot of people identify with Chili, being a little bit darker than the other girls in the group and
Yeah,
things like that. So that may have hurt. Like I follow a lot of people like say I like Doja Cat, love Doja Cat. When Doja start coming out with that, oh well, I'm biracial or I'm this, I'm not black, and it kind of hurt your feelings. Like, dang, what's wrong with being black? Like, what's wrong with what I am? So I think that might have alienated some of her fans. But like James, the majority of people like it's not that deep. Let that girl call herself whatever she want to call
I
herself.
mean
And like,
at this stage
people
of the game,
people be
like
transracial. So what can we really,
yeah,
we
I don't know.
yeah,
it's not a big deal to me. I'm like,
yeah.
whatever.
I don't think it was a big deal, but it was
Yeah,
definitely interesting because we haven't really heard the name Chili and backlash in the
yeah,
media.
yeah.
So I thought that definitely was very interesting. So yeah, that was pretty much all I have for y'all today. I know we
Okay.
want to wrap it up.
Okay. Well, listen, everybody. We thoroughly we are super grateful for you guys for watching the show today. Hopefully you like the way that we kind of structured it a little bit. It did go a little bit longer than what we thought, but I think that is because our guest on the show was so dope.
Mhm.
Like we had a really really good conversation, and I gotta give it up to Tiff. Like Tiff, listen, Tiff was on it. Like, thank you,
Yes.
Tiff. I love you. I love you to pieces. I love you, Kat. Um,
Yay.
and grateful and appreciative for everybody who tuned into the show today. I have been doing some super updating, so you can definitely still get all of our videos on YouTube, and the transcendingtheculture.com has been up and down, but I'm actually merging all of that into ugdigital.com now. So in the coming days, you will be able to get all of our videos there. You also will be able to watch us live there. So if you don't want to come directly on YouTube, you can always go to ugdigital.com, and definitely by next Wednesday, you'll be able to watch us online. We'll have our past videos there. We will have extras that we do. Just as a heads up, we are connecting with Coffee Brown tomorrow. That is going to be at 7 p.m. Actually, I want to pull that up and just double check it, just because it's like I want to say 8, but it might actually be 7. So let me pull that up and double check it, just so that we do have it correct with everybody. I've been posting it on IG and all that stuff really for the past week. So, and I could always go to my Instagram and check it too. But super dope group. Anybody who is of, I would say, my generation, and I would say Kat and Tiffany too. Me and Tiffany are the same age. So I mean, all of our generations. Anybody into music back then, 106 and Park, they was all over 106 and Park. Had an amazing debut album, and then they just kind of vanished. Of course, everybody wondered, okay, where are they? Didn't really know necessarily what was happening or what was going on, but they are back. They sound as good as ever, and we are going to be talking to them tomorrow night. So you guys can catch that. Of course, we have two YouTube pages. So we have this, obviously, for Transcending the Culture, and then we also have UG Digital Media and Publishing. If you go on YouTube and you just type in UG Digital, it'll pull up it'll pull up the YouTube account. We will be live on YouTube. I'm actually going to stream it to Transcending. Leave your cameras on all the time so we can watch it. Listen, Jimmy, that's been on my mind.
If I leave my camera on, he's gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna call the police.
It's been on my mind, Jimmy.
They
We
call
might.
the police on Tiffany. It's a crazy woman loose.
She beating her child.
Some
He
girls
cussing out
on
the
camera
neighbor.
beating some children. I don't know what they. Some children acting up. Some ladies beating them. Somebody
Right.
got to call the police. I don't know.
Right.
I don't want my camera on.
We
You're gonna
will
be
be live.
seeing James. You're gonna be seeing dang taxi cab confessions because he be having some rides, boy. He be having some rides.
7 o'clock tomorrow.
He gonna be like, "Can you help me with my package?" He gonna be like, "No."
So we'll be live at 7 o'clock tomorrow. So if you guys want to tune in on YouTube at UG Digital Media and Publishing, I'm gonna actually work on trying to get it on the website tomorrow, so that then they can watch at ugdigital.com too. So keep that in mind as well. You'll be able to go to ugdigital.com and watch it there. A whole lot of other things going on. Remember, you guys can catch me on Saturday mornings. I do the entertainment plug. I have 2 guests coming on this coming Saturday. All that's posted on Instagram as well, and definitely on the entertainment plug Instagram. That is just at the entertainment plug. So you can pull that up. You can see who Saturday guests are going to be, and definitely tune in for that. I'll have a link there where you can watch the video, because we will be live on video, or the different links where you can listen. And then we're also on Apple TV. We are on Roku TV. We are on Periscope. We're on Twitter. We are across the internet, so you can get the entertainment plug wherever you stream at. And Boxcast, which you can pull Boxcast up on your smart TVs. So by all means, pull that up. You can listen to the entertainment plug. We will be back with you guys next Wednesday. Hashtag dope photography. That's who's going to be on with us next Wednesday. Hashtag dope photography. So, check us out next Wednesday. I feel like I got something else, but I didn't say that.
What I wanted to tell everybody too is going to be a twist in our show. So me and James have been talking, and Kat, about bringing in doctors for health. So every month I'm going to be elaborating on a national health month. So like next month, it's going to be a couple of things. It's not only going to be focusing on one thing, it's a couple of things. So like next month is National Development Disability Awareness Month. So
Mm.
we'll be talking about that for a minute, and then we're going to start getting, doctors, because I know people out there, you have questions and you need answers. So, for people with arthritis, you're going to have an answer. So also next month's giveaway will be one or two bottles of liquor for y'all.
Ooh, wait. Just
Okay.
in
For y'all.
time for St. Patty's Day.
Just throw
St. Patty's Day is coming up, baby.
just throw me a
And you know
bottle
how
of
I roll. So it may be one thing in there, maybe two, and maybe three. But
just
it's
throw
going to
me
be,
a bottle of blackberry Crown Royal, and I'm good.
you know what?
That's it. That's it. I'll take some Crown Apple, but I really want that new blackberry though.
The
Yeah,
blackberry.
yeah,
It'll,
Mm.
yeah,
it'll
yeah.
be a tequila and
Tequila,
probably a dark. I don't know. I may throw a light in there. So,
tequila.
but
Tequila.
next
Not
month,
tequila.
that will be the giveaway for St. Patty's Day. And like always, you got to share, like, and subscribe, and go into my DM and say Happy St. Patrick's Day, Tiff.
Give me some Crown Royal, matey.
Crown Royal. I
Oh
just
my
never
goodness.
have you guys like dark liquor? I can't do dark liquor.
I
It make
I
like
my
can
I
chest
like
burn.
dark.
Royal. I must.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like dark liquor. I've been drinking tequila. I'll do the reposado. Um,
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Okay. It may be Casamigos because I know some people like
Oh,
Casamigos.
oh, I had a good Casamigos margarita. I thought they was gonna have to walk me to the car.
Walk
Casamigos
to the car ain't the
make
word.
me black out. I don't be knowing. I listen. I be on Casamigos, and people be talking about me the next day. I'm like, what happened? We ain't have fun. What you mean? What? I thought
Because
we
remember
had fun.
when we went to the social aid and I just had that little sip of what you had, I was like, what? I can't do liquor. I that's why I don't drink.
We gonna leave you at home, Grandma, Granny.
Yeah, well,
Listen,
hey,
and
do
I
what you
had
got
a
to do because
listen.
I'm not drinking.
Tiff went home, and me and Katia had a second night, baby.
Well,
I'm telling
actually,
you.
I
you can
dropped them babies off.
you can roll because then that means that me and Cat can drink what we want, and you gonna take us home. Okay.
Designated
See,
driver.
I told my friends, I said, no, I see what y'all trying to do. Get me down in Columbus Drive. I bet I don't. You ain't drinking. I bet I don't. I
Um,
bet I don't.
but now listen, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. I want to give a shout out to Bone Thugs too. Today is year
Boom,
20.
boom, 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 boom,
24
boom,
years ago they dropped
boom.
BTNH Resurrection. So I did post about that on Instagram and Facebook and all of that stuff today. But just a shout out to them. It actually was released on the
Tell
29th.
me what you
That's
gonna do.
and of course this year is leap year, but usually every year they start,
Nowhere to hide.
since the name 29th, everybody. We can't be playing with Tiffany.
Judgment comes for you.
Yeah, miss my Uncle
I
Charles.
miss my Uncle Charles, y'all.
That was always my favorite. Listen, I was a young kid. I might have been 4 or 5 when that video came out. That video gave me
Really?
nightmares. That video gave me nightmares. I thought that man was gonna come touch me on my head and I was gonna die. I swear to God, y'all.
So wait
Lord,
a minute. What year did Set It Off come out? Because that ain't that when they
96.
sung
96.
they came out in '96 and they was sitting on that top of that roof and bugged up and they was singing. Yeah, honey, I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all. I'm gonna miss everybody.
We checking on out of here. We appreciate you guys watching. Make sure that you guys
Bye, everybody.
Timothy James, Cat Queen down there at the
Yeah.
bottom.
Cat Queen, all platforms. Follow me on Instagram. I have some funny reels. And definitely be looking. Cat Queen show will be dropping next month for sure. For sure, for sure. So get your popcorn ready. It's gonna be a lot of hot topics on there.
All right, y'all.
Oh man. Tiff at all platforms. My TikTok, my reels, Instagram, my reels, Facebook, my reels. So you're gonna be laughing.
Now she gonna have them looking for Tiff. Her sign on is Tiffany Milliron 7.
7.
Like Tiff on all platforms.
Oh, Tiffany Moran said on all platforms. You see, pull it up. I'm there, baby. I'm there.
All right, y'all. We are signing out of here. Nothing else, ladies?
Nope. Bye.
Bye.